Darky, your turn.
Surprise, motherfucker.
All right, I'm going to stab it.
A bat? Another bat? Or you're going into the cabinet?
I came off the wall, man. After I just like kind of popped out my pipe, and then I'm rolling in with my dagger. Because I was just still standing there smoking when I stabbed that last one.
Only recording that dice for that.
So popped out my pipe.
Yeah, you did it. You're not attacking a bat, right? You're going.
No, man, I'm going in for one of these slimy, fucking rotting flesh things.
All right,
time to get to work.
Take me with you.
It's okay, man. You can hang, dude. Yeah.
Cool.
What is up?
Ends clocking.
Oh shit, things are getting out of control.
Oh fuck. They all showed up.
No, I wish Sean was here. That's just a Sean soundbite.
That was soundbite?
Yeah. Who else? Oh, Failed is here. Okay, he just showed up.
Where's Sean?
I don't know. Sean's been kind of MIA. So yeah, this is the Cruising with Steak shit show. So this is what you get. Because our Micah Hanks interview was far too long to put an intro on, but far too great. So we're doing this for some segments and fun and having fun. Little bonus. Little funs.
We always got everyone on, man, and I wouldn't have felt right.
Was that words?
To do it.
I like it.
This is Cliff Wall here. You guys, am I coming through loud and clear?
Cliff Wall, you're coming through loud and clear. We also have the tentacled one, Jerry Cthulhu.
Jerry, you have to be funny tonight because I'm not going to be funny tonight.
Jerry, you got to be funny. You got to be on.
Cliff Wall's never funny. Cliff Wall's musical accompaniment.
We have Mr. That Guy here.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whichever may apply.
Oh, I like that. We got Adam Loyal.
Hola.
Here he is. Liberal Mike's playing. He's healing a raid right now, so he might be here.
What's up, guys?
Yes.
Are you trying out the 100th level, or is that a new character? Or yes?
Dude, the 100th levels. I gotta give that more seriousness tomorrow. Who else is here? Ryan from Ascended Minds is editing a podcast, but he'll be in shortly. Failed, I see his avatar, but I don't know if he's actually here. Failed, you here?
Is he driving?
Dude, he better not be driving at this hour.
I bet he is.
Killing porcupines, man.
Yeah.
He could be driving up in northern Alberta. It gets dark around noon, so.
Mooses.
We will see. Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. My son broke his arm today.
Oh, no, he broke his arm yesterday.
Yesterday, but Adam, you were told.
Just wait till the morning.
I totally took your advice, dude. Yeah. I mean, I kept checking it, obviously, about every 2 hours, just to see what was going on with bruising and size wise and everything. And so I made a makeshift sling out of a belt. I did like mad tourniquet bunker style, like fucking prepper shit. Yeah.
Tourniquet on his broken arm.
No, I just took a belt and I had like something else that was nice and soft to wrap around his wrist, and I looped that around and I put the belt around his neck, and I had it all I had it all hooked up, man, like a sling. So it was perfect. And then just so to keep it stable, for one, just because it was really sore. And but like you said, dude, sure enough, man, probably I waited about 24 hours and he was still like just not being a baby, but he was a trooper, dude. I mean, like
was this Spider-Man?
Yes, Spider-Man. And Spider-Man broke a bone, which does that happen? I don't know if that really happens, but
dude, I think
my son did
break bones.
Yeah, so he did. He fractured his elbow, and yeah, so he's got a temporary like soft cast thing, like with a it's kind of like a big giant ace bandage wrapped around it for the time being. Then he's got to go see the orthopedist sometime this week, and
they'll probably put him on some sort of what do you call it, rehab schedule to get
that, and they'll probably give him a real cast. But I don't know if being an elbow, that's kind of a weird spot.
Well, it's one of those Can they reset it? No.
No, it's fucking fractured, dude. I shared the picture in the chat, and it's snapped right through.
The best thing ever, which is just immobilize it. You could probably saved a lot of money on the doctors by not taking him.
It looked like it snapped the top off of his ulna.
Yeah, totally, man. It just cracked it right off, and it's just sitting there.
The only thing they can do for that is to stabilize the joint until it meshes up. And
and I'm thinking it's probably a 6-week type heal. So
yeah, it's usually 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks, man. So
as long as you didn't piss on it, it's all good.
Dude,
classic.
I didn't even think of that at the time.
Hey, Nomad just showed up. What's up, Nomad?
Stand here, and I'm gonna
piss on guys?
It. Hey, Nomad.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's doing well.
Doing great.
Well, now that you're here,
doing
I'm excited.
I have heartburn.
Dude, I just want to see how many people we can get in this room.
What'd you eat, Cliff Wall?
I just generally have heartburn.
Dude, I did.
What?
Did you ever take take like any of those? Yeah, just Tums. Yeah.
Those are pretty yummy though, too. Yeah.
No, I used to take all the time like Prilosec. Not Prilosec, but then I switched. I did take Prilosec, then I found out that like fucks your liver all up and all this stuff. So then I switched to Pepsid AC because it has a different component in it that doesn't do that. And I used to have it so bad I would drink a glass of water and get heartburn.
Oh, can I tell a little side story that relates to that?
Yeah, go right ahead. But yeah,
you know what? Hey, we need first.
We need a certified Cliff Waltz.
I'm like,
yeah.
I want to bust down a door and start eating your meat mountain.
/food segment.
Grab a bite to eat while you're listening to this. It's good.
Yeah, get some burgers. Maybe a nice spread.
Yeah, a nice spread. Maybe some ribs.
Some ribs.
Cruising Stay Health /food segment. The most health conscious podcast all along the flat earth. The most health conscious podcast all along the flat earth.
Fucking meat mountains.
I'm like, holy fuck! I want to bust down a door and start eating your meat mountain.
What do we got?
There it is.
What was that? What was that side story you got there, Cliff?
I gotta say real quick, I love the double bass in that jingle. So good.
Magical double bass.
The side story here, it's related to health and kind of antacids. So I kind of get heartburn, yeah. But I was sitting around with family a little while back, and I go, hey, I'm going to actually take one of these Alka-Seltzers. And I threw this little white tablet into a cup of water, little white tablet, and kind of pulled a prank on them. It was actually a really small compressed towel that I got from like a sporting goods store. You get these little tablets that they look like Alka-Seltzer, and it's just compressed cloth. And so I put it in a cup of water. And it, expanded to like a giant cloth, and that was kind of.
This is not Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, I just made a big show of it too. Like, oh, I got this terrible heartburn. I'm gonna I need some water, and I'm gonna have this Alka-Seltzer, and just made sure everyone was kind of watching. And it's kind of like those little tiny sponge things that the little animals that grow to like 10 times or not.
Yes, 10 times. The dinosaurs, little dinosaur pills you put in there, and they turn into big dinosaurs.
Which reminds me of one other side story.
Talking about the little foam things that you toss into hot water.
Yeah.
Oh, the pill? You can put a pill in it?
Didn't I just say that?
No, just one more side story real quick.
Oh, go for it. Take your time.
We do White Elephant or whatever, and we did White Elephant, and I had this thing I got from Goodwill, and it was a little tiny Bachelor that was one of those sponge things so it was like a guy with like abs and like wearing Chippendales Speedo, and we ended up giving it to my wife's grandma, and she got a kick out of it, her and all her friends at the retirement home.
Oh, the bridge team.
Nice. Yeah, they all got a kick out of the Expanda sponge Bachelor. So that was pretty funny.
That's great.
Nice.
Health.
What's up, cruising mistake?
Oh, failed is here.
I failed.
Yeah. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. How are you?
No, not bad. Just chilling.
You got a health or we kill porcupines? Are there porcupines in Canada?
Yes.
Dude, you on D&D the other night, he's in the middle, he's like, holy shit, or Hive, he's just like, holy shit, I just killed a porcupine.
Oh man, yeah, I wasn't there for that. That's great.
Yeah, I was cruising down the highway and I'm talking to everybody, and all of a sudden I see it in the middle of the road, and I couldn't swerve at all because I'm going around a corner and I didn't even feel it at all, and I didn't think it hit him. And then this morning I was outside of my truck, getting loaded at the site, and I look at my tire, and there's like 100 quills poking out of the
Oh damn!
Totally got him.
Dude, he tried to quill you too.
The front tire had like 7 or 8, but the back one took it all, and it had like 100 different quills poking out of it. So I had to pick them all out.
Damn!
Did you turn them into pens, like calligraphy pens?
Arts and fashion.
Phil's going to start selling his craft works at the local truck stop.
Oh, damn.
Failed porcupine pens.
I get a random health thing.
Oh, let's hear it, Nomad.
All right, so supposedly you can actually detox estrogen by combining shredded carrot, olive oil, vinegar, and salt.
Wait, let me write this down.
That's simple.
Is that to get rid of your man boobs or what?
Yeah, what?
That sounds like it would get.
That's all it is. No sources.
What's that globe propaganda I see spinning down there, Grimerica? I think Darren's here.
Darren is here too.
I think so.
That's some round globe shit right there.
Dude, he's got a nice globe spinning. Shit's not flat.
That's a beautiful world, dude. I'll live there.
I don't know. I got a flat monitor here. It looks pretty flat to me.
You're right.
But the curvature of the light, or the curvature of the planet.
I got a random health tip for you guys.
Let's hear it.
Oh man, it's floating. I don't even think gravity's real.
If you eat large quantities of cilantro, it will detox heavy metals out of your body.
Absolutely.
What?
Yeah. Yep. There you go. And that's along the lines of that carrot thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Except it supposedly also does estrogen.
So if you eat nature will fix your body.
That's a crazy concept.
Shocker.
I would never guess that.
Yeah.
Adam, you posted something about benefits of gin today?
Oh, yeah. I was actually looking it up. Yeah. All the benefits of anti-inflammatory, stomach aiding abilities. Oh, yeah. Hey,
you got some right there.
I just finished up my sapphire. I'm on to Tankerny.
Gut bio.
Sapphire gin.
All right.
Don't people soak gold raisins in?
Yes, yeah. There's an old thing, and it's actually really good. I started drinking gin because of my shoulder. I had a shoulder injury, and I found that it caused the inflammation to go down, and I can manage the pain. And since then, I've started doing some other things that have cured it, but the gin stuck.
But none of them are as fun as the gin.
Yeah, well, juniper berries are actually one of the better anti-inflammatories and antiseptics. It's old gypsy medicine.
Huh.
Whoa.
Dr. Loyal.
Dr. Loyal.
I just like the gin.
I like it.
I'm a martini fan.
Is everyone here probably aware of the gut biome, right?
Yes.
A little bit, but a refresher would be nice if you could just give us a rundown.
I mean, one basic fact is that it's an environment that exists within our stomach that has a big impact on us. And that's just the basic. But one thing I've heard conflicting that I don't know if anyone else has heard about the probiotics. Some people say it's very detrimental. Some people say, yeah, probiotics all the way. Like the different.
Yeah, I've heard.
I mean, just yogurt for one example, like the basic level.
Activia.
Yeah. Then you also have what is that? What's that drink? It starts with a K.
Kombucha.
Yep, that one. Some people say, yeah, all the way. Some people say no, don't ever do that.
Oh,
Those people are crazy.
Disgusting water that tastes
brew.
like crap.
Oh, kombucha. No, man. That stuff tastes good. Some of it tastes almost like beer.
Dude, I've tried it once and it's awful.
That's what I'm saying. I've heard from both researchers that are all into the gut biome.
It's
one
a
side
fermented
says,
beverage, you know.
Yeah, one side says fermented is good. One side says fermented is bad.
Do you
Stay away
drink
from
beer?
Oh, Nomad, you have to actually turn off your
Well, then drink kombucha.
Like probiotics lobbyists.
But as far as the gut biome is concerned,
beer and wine are both fermented. Yeah,
wine isn't fermented,
isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it's fermented grapes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's live.
It is, but
my soul.
I don't think
too much. Wine is filtered down too much.
Do they introduce bacteria?
Yeah, you don't get any benefit from wine or beer, but I mean, you could get the same shit just from eating kimchi and sauerkraut and stuff like that.
Right, exactly.
Hey, Darren.
And is it beneficial or is it detrimental? That's the question I'm asking.
It's probably more detrimental than you think, but it just depends, how you want to feel.
Yeah, true. Because I think like I was saying, I've heard some researchers be totally for fermented foods. Some
I would say smoking weed is detrimental, but some people might disagree.
I think it's detrificial.
Detrificial.
Smoking weed.
Combo detrimental and beneficial.
Biome stuff.
Detrificial.
The biome after.
Could be
so you can use
detrimental. Your teeth are all in your mind, right?
Mr. Gobstopper.
Oh.
Think outside of the box.
That's good.
I brought one factoid for the health segment.
All right.
Okay.
Let's have it.
So it has to do with sugar substitutes. A lot of the sugar substitutes are like 300 to 1,000 times sweeter than regular sugars. And to get the actual, to get the right amount of sweetness, it has to be like micrograms or whatever of sugar or sugar substitutes to kind of equal things out. But one use for like saccharin, which is like a sugar substitute, one use that isn't really having to do with like consuming it is if you have like a dust mask and you want to test if there's any like leaks in the dust mask, they have like a little tool here where you can put something that kind of infuses the sugar substitute, where if you taste it inside the mask, then there's leaks inside your dust mask.
Interesting.
Saccharin was taken off the market for being carcinogenic.
Which one? Saccharin, you said?
Sodium saccharin.
So that makes sense. Felix, did you get your fucking magnets yet?
No.
Oh, God.
Didn't you write the address on the wrong side?
That's okay,
I
Darren.
did write the address on the wrong side, but then I can't remember if I mailed it or not. Huh.
Hey Felix, did you get that logo from James yet?
Oh yeah.
No. Wait, James is upside down too.
That's because I'm hanging my head in shame.
Yeah, I'm fine by it.
It's okay, dude.
You take your time.
I know. I'm sorry.
You know how beautiful it's gonna be.
A little something I like to call impatience. Not impatience, patience.
Patience. Yeah, I got you.
So does that dust mask thing make sense? Like if you
it does.
It does, yeah.
Dude,
or you can also use like capsaicin. You can use like spice.
I dare you to use capsaicin.
I'm just gonna blast you in the face with pepper spray. Let me know if your dust mask works.
That's a surefire test.
I have a list. Of course, I do.
Oh, James Cruz is busting out listicles. Let's hear it.
So, real quick, is aspartame?
We came up with a good format last night for lists.
This is a short list, so Lisa won't.
And we're going to do three lists, three things from three lists. Or James decided this.
I did.
Go, James.
Well, I mean,
just like
this is a quick one though, so maybe it won't be too. Not my 30 fucking item list, but
wait, were we talking about aspartame though?
Yeah, something about aspartame. Nomad asked a question about aspartame.
Yeah, maybe we can do that after.
It's really
Let's
good.
go with the list. I'm excited for this.
List.
Well, the list is 8 things you never knew about Dunkin' Donuts. Straight from a insider employee.
You can't actually dunk the donuts. That's not on there?
I don't know. You know, that is true, unless you get the donut holes.
Oh, we call those Timbits.
And then what do you guys got up there? Tim Hortons?
Tim Hortons.
Yeah. About every block, basically. I mean, that's how it is in here, but it's Dunkin' Donuts. But
yep, same here.
Gotta make the donut.
The first restaurant is still open and serving guests to this day. So Dunkin' Donuts was
That's
founded
down in West Palm Beach then.
It's founded in Quincy, Massachusetts.
Oh.
Yeah, 1950. Bill Rosenberg, of course. Those were the good old days when a cup of coffee cost 10 cents.
Gotta make the donuts.
Yeah, man. All unsold food is donated at the end of the day. Everything is donated to a local nonprofit food bank. It is left to the discretion of the individual franchise of each to select their own local donation partner. Let's see. You can customize essentially everything on the menu, so don't be afraid to ask. You know, they got all the sandwiches and all that kind of stuff like that.
I'd like a Bavarian crawler.
Oh, yeah. For instance, guests can customize their breakfast sandwiches any way they want. English muffins, bagels, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
I thought you guys didn't do advertising here.
I don't. I'm just trying to get free food.
James is totally just falling for this native ad list. Good show prep, bro.
What'd you do for show prep?
Top selling donut flavors.
A commercial.
Top selling donut flavors: Boston cream, glazed chocolate cake, chocolate frosted, and jelly. Almost 2 billion cups of coffee, nearly 3 billion donuts are served every year. Dunkin' Donuts has its own school, Dunkin' Brands University. Yeah, Braintree, Massachusetts is the
Are you
training
getting
center.
paid for this?
Dude, he totally is. He's got to be.
Employees get free food and coffee. There's an easy way to save money every time you order, and here's the plug.
Coupon code?
Yes, enter the D&D rewards program. Yeah.
So let's
Cruising with Steak coupon code.
That's my code. That's my lame fucking story.
You were saying something about aspartame, Nomad. Let's bring this back to real talk.
Wait, first, where can I apply?
Today.
I got a real quick.
Nomad. Where's Nomad?
What's up?
Nomad doesn't turn his camera on.
I got a real quick aspartame chemistry book definition. If you want to.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Aspartame is.
Felix, you're roboing.
And then you guys can roll with it. You ready? Oh, aspartame. I'll turn my video off.
Poison?
Aspartame chemistry book definition. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, aspartame is a combination of 2 amino acids, the building blocks of all proteins, aspartic acid and phenylalanine. They are joined in a different way than they would be in a protein, but this bond is broken almost immediately in the stomach. So the only exposure from eating aspartame is to 2 amino acids, both of which are essential nutrients required for a healthy life. It's really quite difficult to see how aspartame could be harmful, and indeed, despite decades of controversy, all indications are that the substance is utterly and completely safe. The only issue and the reason you see caution labels on products containing aspartame is that somewhere around 1 in 10,000 people have a genetic disease that means they need to limit the amount of, this is a tough word, phenylalanine they consume in their diet. So along with maintaining a strict diet to avoid it in all foods, the foods where it occurs naturally, they also need to avoid foods sweetened with aspartame. The end.
This advertisement brought to you by
Well said, dude. Well said.
So it says here it's not.
Aspartame's okay?
That's what it says.
So I would say the fact that phenylalanine or whatever it's called interacts with 1 in however many people is enough for it to be a cause for concern.
Not even that. I've heard a lot of other stuff that, when it went through to the FDA, there was a lot of shady shit that happened where it wasn't going to pass because of the members. So the head of the FDA had the ability to kick a board member off, kicked him off, took the position, flipped the vote. There's something over like 10,000 pages of research on increased brain cancer in rats and all these other detrimental neurological effects. That was all swept under, given the clean bill of health. And, Bob's your uncle.
It just
I don't know. I'm not convinced that any
sounds
sweeteners are
harmless.
safe.
It
sounds harmless, yet it's almost impossible to get gum without it.
Whoa.
And there's so many people that are addicted to just chewing gum.
Is that a volcano?
Didn't
I just say that?
Jinx.
Did I just say that?
Didn't I just say that?
Sounds like someone's vacuuming at midnight.
That's what I thought. This is a vacuum action going on.
Space vacuum.
Vortex vacuum.
Someone's got
Space
some beef jerky in
I'll
there.
tell you what ticks me off, and you just mentioned it with the thing about the gum, is you go to a place, and this bugs me every time I go to like Walgreens or CVS. I buy natural gum. I buy stuff that doesn't have the aspartame. Aspartame gives me a headache. Same thing with my fiance. It gives her like bad headaches. Also fucks up my gut and stuff too. And I'm just convinced that they're bad. And you can't find a piece of gum that doesn't have either some sort of petroleum preservative in it or have aspartame. And I'm like, these are the places where you would think that you should be able to go and get clean, something healthy, not like fucking.
Yeah, and the fact that it has a warning on the label and they still actually mandate that, despite just having a genetic disorder that might affect you, the fact that warning label is there, that goes to show you something.
Well, and here's another thing too. Just look at what's happening with Pepsi, Coke, and all these other companies. They are getting away from aspartame. Why, if it would be such a good thing, would they be cycling off and starting to go on to other artificial sweeteners? I think aspartame's day is probably finally going to be here.
Yeah, I think that the thing with aspartame is that stevia is too inexpensive. They just refine it directly from a plant. They mash it out of a plant instead of having to do some kind of crazy chemical.
But not even that.
Gymnastics.
Aspartame is grown out of a bacterium. It's a GMO technically. It's been that way since its original development.
And who knows what? I mean, going back to the gut biome, who knows what all this GMO stuff actually does to affect that? I mean, we still don't know. So,
well, not even that. If you just cut to the science of what they're really finding about artificial sweeteners and diet, forgetting any of the health things about cancers or things that it does to your gut biome or anything, because it tricks your brain into thinking you're having sugar, it causes weight gain. That's one of the things that you show that going on diet foods fucks you up because your body's it says, oh, look, we have sweet food. We have all this stuff in it. Starts doing insulin dumps and all this, and then you just fuck your hormones up. And yeah, so you're not getting the calories, but you're not really helping.
And because the diet foods add sugar and sweeteners to make up for the lost fat.
Or they're even grosser. They put other things in that convert into sugar eventually. So you're not even getting that. You're getting bullshit on top of bullshit. They do that in peanut butter. Like your low-fat, healthy peanut butters are actually even more unhealthy when they convert.
So true. And one thing to realize too, the gut biome leads to the butt biome.
The butt biome's connected to the
moth biome.
What a great time to rejoin the conversation.
Oh yeah.
Welcome, Ryan.
Hi. We got
Is that a golden member, Ryan?
That's the man.
Ryan, what's up, dude?
Yeah, man. Hey guys.
Ascended Minds.
Good day, sir.
Yeah, glad to jump back in right in the middle of butt biome talk.
I don't know if I could ever actually go through the whole feces injection. That's a little weird to me.
But talking about the fecal transplants or the
fecal transplants, yeah.
It works.
Injection.
All they do is put it in a capsule that you just like swallow something that's disinfected on the outside. It dissolves in your lower intestines.
I wonder what it's like to do a coffee enema.
No, I know that, but like it's just like you're swallowing somebody's poo. Yeah.
Do you swallow it though? Don't they inject it up the other way?
My wife.
It seems like it'd be a suppository.
Yeah. Well, no, I think they take a capsule, and they have capsules you can buy online that are slow release that they dissolve in your lower intestine. It's after like 3 or 4 hours. I think that's what you do. I think you just swallow poop.
It's like anonymous poop.
Well, I think you would want to know
who to you.
Yeah, I think you'd want to know who's who you're testing, right?
Can you like browse online
profiles of their long walks on beaches?
Swipe left or right for.
I'd want like the homeless guy's poo because you'll be able to fight off any infection possible
before I buy.
What if it's dog poo?
Ooh,
fuck.
What if it works better? Maybe that's what we're missing.
Guys,
Maybe those like dogs are always eating cat poo. They're like becoming.
I'm trying to eat.
We need to eat dog poo.
Speaking of dog poo.
Oh man.
Just all in your teeth, in between your teeth. And in your gums.
And in your gums.
Just a pinch.
Just a dollop will do ya.
Hey, you guys were talking about an alternative to aspartame, and in my chemistry book here, they have neotame as an alternative to aspartame, and they say it's 10,000 times sweeter than table sugar and 50 times sweeter than aspartame. So 50 times sweeter than aspartame.
50 times.
So it's like the fentanyl of sugar?
Yeah.
That's real potent.
Did you say 50 times?
But then again, in this book, it says it's harmless.
So that can't be
50 times sweeter than.
There's got to be something that's wrong with that.
That's like a industrial additive or something.
Yeah.
It's probably what Dunkin' Donuts uses.
Yeah, dude.
One drop for 200,000 donut batches.
What's that? That crazy hot pepper shit that like one drop
Ghost
to like,
pepper?
yeah, ghost pepper. Yeah, like one drop per fucking so many gallons and gallons of.
It's the boot jalokia pepper, right?
Is there a worse one than ghost pepper?
Yes, I think they just found a new one.
No, really?
I don't remember what it was, but it was like, the Scoville. It was off the Scoville scale.
I don't know why, but it amuses me to watch people eat ghost peppers on YouTube.
Yeah.
I like when their noses start to run.
Their noses are running, they're crying, their faces are like 10 shades redder, and they're just like crying for
Failed. I've got a great idea for you coming on Friends to Know.
Oh dear God. I can't because then I won't be able to talk.
Got to get some hold of some of this peppers.
His parents won't let him come on your show, Adam.
I was eating jalapenos during the break.
Oh man.
Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper got the hottest pepper in Guinness World Records on May. So maybe there is a hotter one than since May, but
no, that's the new one. The Buchalokia was the one on top. Did they have the Scoville rating for it?
It's the Scoville rating for that one is
so the guy who created it.
It's called Pepper X.
It's people who love hemorrhoids.
Of the Pucker Butt Pepper Company.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's a hybrid pepper? Interesting.
Yeah, it's a hybrid pepper, dude. Yeah.
Because the Indian one, the ghost pepper was...
Is it like half gray?
Natural.
So it says 2.2 million on the Scoville.
2.2 million.
Scoville, however you pronounce that.
Scoville.
What's a jalapeno just for comparison?
I think jalapeno is 100 or 100,000.
Oh, Jesus.
Pepper X is 3.18 Scoville units, which is pretty
million Scoville.
Yeah.
Million Scoville.
The Carolina Reaper measures an average, an average of 1.9 million on the Scoville records. Yeah.
And so it looks like a jalapeno is around 2,500 to 5,000.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Which one is 100,000? Is that a habanero?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably, yeah. Habaneros are way hotter than jalapeno.
Wow.
And I've had a habanero, and it makes me tear up and burn.
So it says the habanero is about 350,000.
Yep.
Oh man, I am not doing. I know,
dude. That is brutal. Why would we even do that? That's crazy.
Yeah, it holds like zero appeal for me. I mean,
I like peppers, but I don't want my tongue to melt off. You know, it's like
yeah, dude, that
your whole face would melt off.
Just think about what it'll do to your gut biome.
That'll clean you out.
That'll eradicate your gut biome.
Dude, you literally would have flames shooting out of
dropping a nuke down there.
Spices are popular around the equator because of that exact reason. They're good for flushing out parasites.
There you go, right?
Yeah. If you ever get some bad parasites, man, just fucking load up on the heavy ghost pepper it to hell, man.
Pepper X, bro.
That intense.
That's like a nuclear bomb for your gut.
2.4
it's
million
like spraying
Scoville.
pepper spray in your asshole.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I got a fun fact about
fire in the hole.
Turmeric's supposed to be real good too.
Can I, on the topic of peppers, can I do a little tidbit?
Tidbit it up.
You ready? This is my chemistry book. You guys will like this little anecdote. So during an infamous hostage crisis in 2002 at a Moscow theater, a chemical agent was sprayed into the building, incapacitating both hostages and hostage takers alike. About 170 people died, almost all of them from the gas. This tragic outcome was considered to be not as bad as it could have been because there were also approximately 700 people who didn't die. The exact chemical used has never been officially revealed, but speculation runs heavily toward either the morphine derivative atropine or one of the piperidine, which is like a kind of a peppery thing, derivatives fentanyl, 3-methylphentanol, or carfentanil. There aren't many other chemicals.
Pepper?
Almost done. There aren't many other chemicals that could have knocked out that many people in a large building without simply killing all of them outright. Killing is much easier than tranquilizing. No subtlety required.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's insane. They Michael Jacksoned them.
Yeah. Piper, is it Piper? How do you say that word? Piperidine?
Piperidine?
Piperidine? I can't say it.
How do you spell it?
One sec. Piperidine.
Piperidine, yeah.
And that's like a spicy kind of pepper kind of substance element, right?
That's insane.
I don't know. That's Speaking of pepper spray,
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit, yes.
Little anecdote.
Dude, that was awesome.
Oh.
That's something they say you got to look out for.
Over your mind.
I just like the Russians did that.
Inside a jar, 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 jar.
Jar Jar Binks.
Aliens took over your mind, and they put your brains inside.
Anybody have any good alien UFO stories?
Jar.
I have one actually.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh.
Last night,
Aliens took over.
during the night, somebody, a bunch of people on Facebook started saying that they saw something bright in the sky. And it looked like something was breaking up. It looked like a meteor, but it was going way too slow to be a meteor. So I will show you.
No.
There have been a huge rash.
I think you're
of
reading my
fireballs.
mind, dude. I think you're reading my mind.
Tons of fireballs being seen lately.
Here it is. It's an amazing looking. I will share this. And you guys will. And it's probably exactly what James.
Yes, you're reading my mind right now. You son of a bitch.
There it is.
Nice.
What?
Sorry, hang on.
Swamp guess?
I don't know. They're saying the mysterious fireball that baffles witnesses was like a rocket falling back to Earth. There's a video of it, actually.
It could have been a rocket. Just saying.
I thought SpaceX had like a retrievable rocket thing going on. No?
Yeah.
Aren't there more and more people trying to get into space now?
Just the rich guys.
Yeah, the rich guys, but
I have audio of it.
NASA's already picked SpaceX. Blue Origin's not gonna make it.
Those are aliens. Those are aliens. They come in the same area. The same area. Look at that.
Stupid. Okay, here we go.
Those are aliens coming down here, y'all. Look at it's coming down the same direction. Oh, it's breaking up. Oh, it's 6, it's 8, it's 9. Oh shit. Oh shit. Look at that. Oh, look at that. They stop. They stop. Look at that shit. Those are aliens.
Sorry, I was trying to record it.
Aliens. Aliens.
Oh, they cut the lights off.
Aliens.
Oh, they cut the lights
Y'all
off.
need to be shooting that. Y'all need to be shooting this shit right here. They looking at us. They dividing. They dividing up. We getting invaded. Those are not fun. Look at that shit. They are sitting. Y'all need to be calling damn news. They come down to the. Oh, they come to Earth. They're coming to Earth. Oh, they're coming faster. Oh shit.
Oh man.
Look, they flying towards each other. They flying. Oh my God! Look, they moving in for formation. They just standing there. Officers, do something about that. Y'all not gonna do nothing.
I wish I could be that excited.
Oh God.
So yeah, that was the fireball scene. We was seen over Saskatchewan, and we saw it over Alberta also. And
Wait, that audio was from Saskatchewan.
That's how Failed sounds when he gets excited.
Yeah, I was sleeping at the time, but that guy is my next door
I had a
neighbor.
Mad Dog 2020, man.
That guy's my neighbor.
And he was very, very excited about seeing this thing.
Wow.
Dude, still, that is a magnificent sight to behold.
I would love them seeing that.
Yeah.
I would love
is
to
a
whatever
good,
it was.
it's a crazy video, but
Yeah, that's the only video that has of it. But my dad's boss also saw it during the middle of the night. And
What'd he say?
looked up-
Did he say it looked weird, like slow
He
motion?
couldn't explain it because, see, the way he explained it was a fireball in the air, and it was leaving a really, really, really long trail. And the thing that baffled him the most about it was the speed that it was going. It was going super slow motion, it seemed.
It could have just been really big.
Yeah. So it was like super slow motion, but like since they saw it in Saskatchewan and Alberta, I'm thinking that this thing was like way upper atmosphere when it come in. But usually you see meteorites.
It's just space trash, man.
Yeah, usually you see meteorites, and it's a lot faster than that, right? But
some of the space trash chicks are hot. All them tattoos and piercings.
Maybe they lost their.
Oh, that's white trash. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Isn't that a whole genre
Maybe
out there?
Maybe they lost their black satellite accidentally.
Their black cube satellite.
It might have been Tom
Their black
DeLonge.
cube satellite.
Did you hear?
Dark Knight.
We can't talk about that.
Did
No
you guys
Tom
hear?
He looked me in the eye, but I can't talk about that.
Show me on this doll where he touched you. Did you guys hear?
it was
the
a
story about-
long time ago.
Did you hear the story about Harvey Weinstein hiring this company called Black Cube to do intelligence operations for him and basically silence his?
He had like 91 people on his list.
Yep,
and it was going all the way up until right before it got like dropped. It was people like
It was
Rose
exactly 91 people. That's the funny thing too. Never mind. From last night.
Wasn't it? Yeah, that was last night's Hive. Wasn't it Israeli something that he hired?
It's an Israeli company, but it's called Black Cube.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. Like, Saturn.
I just can't imagine being so big of a
Teflon.
pervert that like you have to hire a firm to silence 91 people, and you can do that. And he's been doing it for how many decades? It fucking works.
Himself? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Adam, why do you think that Adam Curry warns you not to fly in small airplanes or go in hot tubs? For this reason.
He would know.
Yeah.
Has he come out about his abuse yet?
That Black Cube company is a little bit.
He talked about some things where he's saying like
Little
some
what?
really creepy people were coming onto him and stuff.
I bet he was super cute.
Yeah. But he says nothing ever actually happened to him, but a lot of people were like approaching him to.
I think he was gone from MTV before it got nasty.
Yeah.
Him and that other chick.
The darker one?
I forget her name. She's a DJ right now. I think either here or in Chicago. I can't remember her name. She's blonde. She's not hot.
Okay.
I'm kidding. That was a joke.
So you don't think about her at night?
Good save.
No. She's my age, actually.
Oh, okay.
I'll look it up.
So yeah, that fireball thing was cool.
So there's been, if you go to the, I think it's called the National Fireball Registry.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look it up. This year, specifically the month of November, has seen huge. It's American Meteor Society. Huge increase in fireballs. There have been over 1,000 reported, which is unprecedented.
Randall Carlson.
Are we finally going to get our big one then, or what?
Well,
knock us back in the Stone Age.
What we are running up. We're overdue.
Yeah, we're definitely overdue on that one.
So if you go to
the question is, what are these fireballs made of?
If you go to imo.net,
balls and fire.
Nobody knows what they're made of. We don't even know if they're real. They could be just projections of the hologram.
Or like Grim said, they could be space junk.
They could be.
They're probably be failing rockets.
But if you look at this one specifically, like I don't know if it was choppy for you guys, but if you look at it when it's not choppy, it definitely looks like lots of parts are falling off of this thing. So it's like
it's breaking up.
Or
I've seen that happen on a meteor too.
Oh yeah, okay.
It could be related, obviously, to UFO stuff, but I have a great article. I was just talking to my mom about this actually, and about Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which is just south of me, about 3 hours away. They do drones, lasers, and hypersonic weapons will be game changers. This just came out last year. They are like the leader in drone piloted like training there, and but the Air Force Research Laboratories were, working on key technologies in hypersonic air vehicles, directed energy weapons, and autonomy of human-machine teaming. Basically saying, they're this game changers in a renewed Pentagon push to counter new threats around the globe, according to the top military commander. This is on military.com. This article was written in the Dayton Daily News. Scientists said, go redhead, bro. Yeah.
I was going to say, I just want to finish real quick.
I'm sorry, I didn't know I interrupted.
Last year, there were 589 total reports of fireballs. This year so far, 4,563.
And all them satellites they shot up there coming down.
It's like Mario Brothers 2.
It makes sense.
It makes no sense, but it correlates with the Bureau's.
Well, it makes total sense because we're advancing in our technology for outer Earth orbits.
Okay.
Or we've thrown
inner Earth, whatever it happens to be.
Or Nibiru's coming, and that's the shit it's dragging behind it.
We could go there.
Not even that. Randall Carlson. Every 12 to 13,000 years, we have asteroidal impacts that hit this planet that are catastrophic, and that could just be
we're
the remnants
fucking due.
Yeah, well, it would make sense if you had something giant that got broken apart. As you get closer and closer, you're going to see more and more particles, and it's in the persisted. It's when it's coming directly from the sun. It's like twice a year we have to watch out for this.
Perseid, Adam.
An astronomer, I am not.
I know. Well, you said it the other day. I forgot to tell you. It's pronounced Perseid.
Perseid.
Hashtag
you call it Perseid. You called it or Perseid.
No, I remember now. Just remember Percy. Yeah.
Just remember 3 syllables. Greeks have extra syllables.
Wasn't it in the Taurids too? That's the one that Graham Hancock talks about all the time.
Yeah, the Taurids.
The Taurids.
There's 2 of them, but the Taurids is the big one. You're right.
Huge fucking rock in it. Gonna hit us. Team Rock.
Eventually.
Yeah, that could be it. Or it could just be space junk.
Could be rockets. Just be space junk, yeah. Could be an alleged satellite burning out.
hologram.
Well, the funny thing with this one is nobody has claimed it as a satellite. Nobody's claimed it as anything. So,
or it could just be a giant piece of something up there. I mean,
it's
big and infinite.
It's an LED spotlight.
Or one of the pixels could have like burnt out or something.
Burnt out. Yeah.
And it was just collapsing. Yeah.
It was the light bar that fell.
It could have been, man.
I like it.
Are you guys going to talk about Black Friday shopping at all?
Who does that?
Black Friday deals? Did you get any Black Friday deals?
I found myself in a Black Friday line.
Do we have a Black Friday jingle?
No.
No.
Arts and fashion.
You want to do arts and fashion and throw it in there?
Sure.
Art and fashion segment. Art and fashion. Cruising with steak passion. Certified Cliff Wall jingle. I'm talking Mona Lisa wearing bell bottoms and Picasso wearing jingle jeans and Jerry's t-shirt mail. Fails paintings for sale. James Cruz doodling on a computer and Grimm takes meat art for his sweetheart. Art and fashion segments. Art and fashion jingle.
Cool. What were you gonna say, Felix? Cliff Wall? Certified Cliff Wall?
This reminded me of the Mona Lisa wearing bell bottoms.
Oh yeah.
Eric Cartman.
No, Morty.
Is that paint?
Oh, Morty. Oopsie. Nice. Can you describe it to us for the listening audience?
Morty from the famous show Rick and Morty, superimposed on the Mona Lisa, painted very nicely by Failed with acrylic paints on canvas.
So you're like channeling Da Vinci?
Grimstake.com/Failed's paintings.
I think that was on there, isn't it?
Oh, dude, they're
Da
all on
Vinci
there.
Code.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Brilliant. It's a masterwork.
You need some like portals in the back.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
portals.
That's the Pickle Rick code.
Yeah, I had a pretty mundane story about just being in a Black Friday line, but it's almost too mundane to even mention.
We hyped it up too much. Let's hear it. Come on.
That's too hyped.
I was in
Slam dunk it.
Basically, I was in a line and it wrapped around by like the cosmetics area and wrapped around a couple times. A couple people were saying this is going to last like an hour plus, and it only lasted like 25 minutes. And I was in line to get for my sister-in-law Pyrex, like glass Tupperware for like $10.
Nice.
And ran into some people that were saying, oh, it's going to be like an hour and a half. And I'm like, I'm just going to tough it out. I'm just toughing it out. I'm here. And it was like 25 minutes, and that's pretty much it.
Powered through. Good job.
Yeah.
Was it a good deal on Pyrex? I love Pyrex.
It was like $10 for like 30-piece set.
Oh, wow.
Sweet.
Oh.
So I toughed it out for that reason. And I went past, that's kind of related to fashion. I went past like the cosmetics. I was looking at some like nail polish. A lot of
Looking
impulse.
to change up your color.
Yeah, I had a lot of impulse. I feel like that's like a big thing, is like you're wrapping around these lines and it's like you see all these things that you're standing by and you got like
it's Labor Day.
impulse. You're like, I want to buy this. I need this.
Trying to hook you in, man.
Don't really need it.
My whole view is make every day a small business Saturday.
Would you consider Shopko small business? they're smaller than Walmart.
Yeah, I would definitely support that over Walmart for sure.
Yeah. All right. Nice. And the Pyrex were made in the USA, baby.
Damn.
Or no, they weren't Pyrex. They were something else called like, it was a knockoff brand.
I actually know the story. Pyrex was developed by, I want to say it was the guy, one of the Owings or Corning. One of the two started Owens Corning.
I think it's Corning Glass, right? Isn't it?
His wife came up with Pyrex as a way to help her cooking career, I think, was the story I heard. But it had to do with her developing a household use for this glass that they'd come up with.
It's probably just junk glass they didn't use anymore, and she
Yeah, exactly.
repurposed it.
Well, it's all about the annealing process. It's
right. She
figuring
came
out how
up with the annealing formula that allowed them to make Pyrex.
Yeah, that's actually it's fascinating when you look at just how that is. I remember following Hurricane Windows, and you would look at the big advancements that were made in films, and essentially all it was just figuring out what temperatures to set the thermoplastics and things. So it was all figuring out, how essentially the proper way to cast these things together. And as they developed better, processes for controlling the temperature and the conditions as they cured.
Right.
Hell yeah.
It's all glasses, man. It's all it's fucking sand.
Glasses,
sand and gaskets.
It's frozen liquid, man. Just like metal.
Art form.
It's crystal. They're both crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Metal's a crystal. It's just, and it's in a frozen form of liquid.
Yep. In fact, they've recently, I think, discovered a form of clear metallic crystal. I forget where it was, though.
Transparent aluminum.
Metal. I'll look that up. It was on like one of these physics websites.
It's transparent aluminum, man. If they fucking come up with that, I'll laugh my ass off.
Yeah, no kidding.
Transparatanium.
Do you remember in that Star Trek movie when
the one with the whales?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they go back in time to save the whales so that they can communicate with the spaceship, and then they can't find any material strong enough to hold the amount of water they needs and the whales, and so he gives them the formula for transparent aluminum. It's like, you never got this from me.
You guys
science fiction.
Are you guys decorating your houses for the holidays?
No.
My parents stopped by and I hung some light ups outside today.
I've got a cat.
It was kind of cool. Me and my dad did it.
I passed this one house on the highway yesterday, and you could see it for miles and miles, because they must have had like $8,000 to $9,000 worth of strings of Christmas lights.
That's
all
insane.
over this like 3-acre parcel of land. The whole thing was lighting up. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Nice.
How much that would just increase your electricity bill? It'd have to be like through the roof.
It does.
100 individual bulbs per strand for a grand total of 25,000 imported Italian twinkle lights.
It'd be nice if we could harness all the Christmas lights that people put up and mine Bitcoin.
Roll, please.
Mine Bitcoin, yeah. Put it to good use.
Exactly.
The Christmas lights are minuscule compared to the igloo or the fucking garden room.
Garden room's fucking brutal.
And plus,
the garden room runs about fucking 3,000 watts.
Yep. Are you using all LED, or do you have HPS?
I do a bit of both.
Nickel metal, both.
Got some for you. Got some light for the little guys and some light for the big guys. Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Everything needs light, bro.
That's how I hear it. They do it anyway.
Killer tomatoes, man.
Mm-hmm.
So good to attack you.
Talking earlier about shit. I heard tomatoes were already starting to develop antitoxins against us, or toxins against humans.
Yeah, you'd said that. That was real interesting.
They don't want to be a food source anymore.
No, what would be hilarious is if they decide they'll have to breed it with tomatoes or hybrids or something, or with tobacco rather, in order to make it not do that.
I feel like we reference tobacco every.
Tobacco needs to be referenced all the time.
I think it's an important cultural aspect.
It's a tobacco Easter egg.
Tobacco.
That would be insane if that was the only way to take out the toxin.
Can you believe that?
And you could vape the tobacco.
Just imagine all the nut jobs going, see, the Simpsons are predictive programming.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see the... Well, never mind.
No, it's not.
Did I see what?
I was just going to say, like, I watched one of those, like, conspiracy videos of, like, the Simpsons predicting Trump, and him coming down the escalator matches up exactly with him kind of stepping onto the stage and everything, and someone drops a sign, and someone drops a sign in the actual real life, and it's just, I don't know if it was just after the fact, and they just said it was before the fact.
Or both were completely staged.
Yeah, some of that stuff gets edited. They scam it in.
But they were the first ones to predict Trump as president.
Or that fiction ideas that people get and put into cartoons like that are really the remote viewing the future.
Maybe.
Could be.
I think that's all art is, man.
Can do that.
I almost painted the future once.
But time is like a Mobius strip.
Painted the future?
I agree.
Tobacco. Tobacco every week. Tobacco every week.
Tobacco all night long.
Tobacco until the end of time.
Wang Chung tobacco.
Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
Everybody eat tomaccos tonight. Now, what we do is we breed tomaccos with Spanish fly. Like the ultimate.
We're still talking about art.
It would be aphrodisiac.
All natural panty dropper.
Exactly. With a little roofie, throw a little roofie in. Yeah.
Cross it with some valerian root.
I don't even know what that is. Sarsaparilla root. That's what I'm talking. Rudy. It's Rudy Tooty.
Go buy some extra sleepy time tea at the store. It'll have valerian root. Knock you right out. That's what they make Valium from. That's where it's modeled off of.
Chew on some valerian root and get a good night's sleep.
Adam Loyal.
Yes.
Do you use a natural deodorant?
Yeah, I do. I use I don't know, it's a salt stuff that I just rub on, and then I alternate it with witch hazel some days.
I got this Thai crystals. Is that what you use?
Oh no. Messy self. I got a new bottle right here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I use like Thai crystals, and that's like that salt mineral.
Yeah, I used to use this. This is essentially the thing. It's naturally fresh. It's got purified water, natural mineral salts, potassium, aluminum, zinc, something, xanthan gum, chamomile extract.
Aspartame.
It still has aluminum.
Zinc too.
No, it's not. It says aluminum. It's potassium aluminum, ALUM. But it's the type of salt. It's not actually aluminum.
Oh, it's aluminium.
It's a separate chemical.
I'm trailing my arms, man.
Yeah.
Mike knows what it is. Where's Mike?
What's the question?
Alum.
Aluminum? What do you?
No, ALUM.
Potassium, ALUM.
Oh, I have no idea.
It's called a natural mineral salts. Potassium.
If Mike doesn't know what it is, then that's good because he's a merchant of death. He only deals with the deadly chemicals.
It's fake deodorant.
Yeah, there's
it's a dehydrating chemical. It's an absorbent. Is what it is.
Maybe.
Thanks, Nomad.
You guys remember the Sure on Sure commercials?
Oh God, yes.
Dude, I haven't used deodorant at all for over a decade.
Oh, I wish I could do that.
TMI.
Do you work with other people?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's interesting what happens after you go a few years without it.
I don't
Your body like almost like recorrects.
Do you like dreads under your pits?
Nope.
Dreadies?
No dreads.
Interesting.
Just imagining like the
and then all the BO just actually depends on your diet.
True.
I just wear a ton of cologne.
What about what about Axe body spray, guys?
Oh, I have
it up.
Since they took my favorite flavor away, I don't use it anymore.
Flavor.
Darren, you're big into Axe.
We don't do scents.
You're big into Axe, right? Body spray.
What?
You're big into Axe body spray, aren't you?
No. I use the semen from the night before that drips out of my wife's vagina.
Oh God!
Damn.
All right.
Oh,
the best scent ever.
It goes well with the
Just
wow.
Are we still in arts and fashion?
Oh yeah, I think we are.
Oh, well then, I have a synchro to that. I was just gonna read. As you were saying, tampon crafts. The humble tampon is absorbent, tiny, and useful.
Finger painting. Here we go.
Tiny, useful, used for a variety of art projects. Nothing says class like your very own rocket tampon ornament for the Christmas season. It's pretty cool. If you were looking, you just look up tampon crafts and you'll find the rocket shaped.
Decoupage it?
I wish.
Well, that's a good idea. They come with a little string to tie the little loop on.
Yes. You can hang it right on the fucking tree, man.
Well, not only that, but in addition, the tampon can also, in a survival situation, act as a water filter.
Or a bullet hole plug?
No, hey, here's the funny. Justin carries tampons with him at all times in case somebody gets shot so he can stuff it into a bullet wound.
Wow.
And a medical device.
He's that guy.
Yeah, dude. You get shot around him.
He'll stop your bleeding quick.
Totally. I like that.
Start bitching around him. He'll stop it too.
I wonder if you could jam it like far enough down someone's throat that they couldn't get it out and they're just fucking
Murder by tampon? Oh man.
Cotton murder.
Sting would write a song about it.
There you go. Sting can write a song.
You know, I was down at the store last week and they were selling a dozen box of tampons for $25, no strings attached.
Is that true?
Nailed it.
Joke?
I wish.
Is that true?
That's a good one.
Is that a hoax?
So good.
No strings attached.
Was that like a popsicle stick joke?
What's a tampon fucking joke?
Tampon stick joke?
The tampon stick?
Are you married?
No, I'm not.
I am.
Apparently.
Yeah, was that to everybody?
This is just general. Are you married?
Do popsicle sticks turn you on, Jerry? What are you getting at here?
Oh. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it would.
Tiny pencil.
Bring the team.
What about art? Can we throw any music? Any like music stuff we can throw into art fashion? Like any music?
You can bring
Fuck her right in the
instruments.
pussy.
Heard that? There you go.
What is it?
I hear that.
You didn't bring any instruments, Cliff Wall.
Yeah, I can't be loud here.
I don't
Play my sports jingle rap.
I got an instrument.
I have a bell.
I got a skin flute you can play.
What is that?
Oh, nice.
Hey, don't you have a didgeridoo?
Oh man.
What the fuck is that?
Whoa.
Dude, that thing sounds rad.
I don't know, but it's totally triggering me.
That's some Indian shit.
That is some Indian shit.
I like it.
We all just got cursed.
They got this
Probably.
Sounds native.
Oh, that's nice. That's got a good ding.
That looks old school, dude.
What
It's like
was the
Zen
crazy
Jutsu.
thing called?
Yeah, what was that first
One of you
thing?
douchebags just got a lifetime ban.
What just happened? Oh man.
Is that your rape whistle?
Most of my instruments are in the house.
Whoa.
What is that?
Oh,
Relate.
Dude, with all those instruments, you could start a band.
It's fighting a bear.
I like that shit. My son used to have, or they used to have a microphone that did that when he sang into it. It was just a vocal.
Spring.
Wow.
Is there a world record for like longest song?
Yeah, didn't you guys sing that one in camp? This is the song that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it a long, long time ago, and now continue singing it forever just because this is a song
The
that...
Canadian version?
Something like that.
You got different lyrics in
99
Canada.
bottles of beer on the wall.
What's the American version?
It's the same version.
They'll continue singing it forever.
The
Just
same thing, except then you just like kick someone in the chest and say, fuck yeah.
Pretty much.
America. America.
Pass it on.
This is the song that never ends. America.
Hey, forward.
Kick.
That would suck.
What about
some art?
What about it?
What about some art?
Any art?
Art?
Anybody been to a museum lately?
No.
You see any nice Thanksgiving art?
Oh, nice. I recognize that.
Oh, Grimerica Nation?
Little
Oh, that
Moai.
earth isn't flat.
Yeah. It's
Hell
on
no,
paper,
it
though.
It is on paper.
Any like art installations you guys read about
Either
it.
way, everyone that listens to this should
Who put you in charge
make
of the
some art.
agenda?
Who put you in charge of yelling at people about putting in charge of the agenda?
It was okay till the agenda was fucking art installations.
Well, art is a big part of life.
There was a picture.
Art is life.
I saw a picture, an artistic picture that you took today, Darren, with your kids out on the frozen lake, dude. It was beautiful.
What in the fuck?
Yep.
Where'd you see that?
Things.
Narwhals swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion, cause they are so awesome. Narwhals swimming in the ocean, pretty big and pretty wide, and beat a polar bear in a fight. Like an underwater unicorn, they've got a kick-ass facial horn. They're the Jedi of the sea, there's no Cthulhu waiting ye. Narwhals, they are narwhals.
Alright, that's all of that.
It goes on indefinitely after like 8 lyrics in loop.
Is that a long song too?
No, it's only like 2 minute or 2, and then it loops. It's Weeble's Web, man. It's classic. They also do another one I put in there. It was their first one called "You See the Lions."
Weebles wobble and they don't fall down.
They don't fall down.
I don't know. It's an old school website, man. It's like
Weebles wobble and they don't fall.
Don't fall.
I don't know. I remember back in the day of like what was his name? Strong Bad type days. They were kind of doing their own
yeah,
stuff.
dude. Homestar Runner. Homestar Runner was.
Yeah, I gotta run, bitches.
All right, later.
I'm
Darren.
down to 2%.
Oh man, it's dire.
All right,
See you, Darren.
All right,
Hey, send me some mail, Darren.
I'll hook you up with a cell phone cord, dude.
I was gonna say
cell phone cord.
I was gonna say, what do you guys do with you ever get this like
later, bro?
anxiety over like all these pictures you have like on your hard drive, all these pictures and videos that you have.
And you might lose it.
I got
upload them to the cloud.
Yeah, I got a Google Drive account. I solved my problem.
Yeah,
and then I have a hard drive with some shit in the garage too.
Yep, I also have
right next to my fucking dimethyltryptamine.
Nice. Well, now that was figures out.
Allegedly.
What?
Allegedly.
DMT and
When
pictures.
you gonna smoke that shit?
Later, bitches.
See ya.
Later.
See, I do triple. I take the important stuff, throw it on the cloud. I keep stuff on my hard drive, and if it's real important pictures, then I'll double those and I'll put them on a flash drive inside of a Altoids can, so they're in a Faraday cage.
Faraday cage can.
But what happens if they're like all like
Google Drive?
what if all degrades, and then maybe what if like Google like just takes all your pictures away?
I just
well, you need 3 places. You need your own protected. You need something that's shared.
Why do you have pictures that are that important?
I
live life.
Well, they're pictures from like when I was a kid and stuff.
Who cares?
Honestly, I live life
I don't
willing
really care,
to lose all of that.
That's kind of how I am.
I love taking pictures, dude. You take pictures all the time. Everyone takes pictures.
I do too, but I never go back and look at pictures. From
No, neither do I. I use them for the moment
Sometimes you
that
want to
they're
save
needed.
them, though.
I have that anxiety. There's got to be like a name for that anxiety of like, I'm gonna lose this picture.
Digital stress or something.
Digital.
Actually, you know what's going to be crazy? The AI of the future is going to have the absolute best ability to show what a human dick looks like from young to old.
Just a dick aging program.
Oh, dude, they're going to have like every human's dick of all time,
Absolutely.
like 5 times a day.
Who cares?
Jerry, quit being so mean.
Well, let's put it this way.
Jerry, why are you being such a bully?
Have you had your tobacco?
Why is that important?
Jerry, you need to go see the movie Wonder.
It's not important, but it will.
It's important because if AI developed the own system, be able to make the most amazing movies ever. When you saw Watchmen, the blue dick would have been the most realistic thing you have ever seen.
Just a super detailed blue dick.
I'm just saying the animated age of a penis over the lifespan of a person doesn't seem like something I want to watch.
What if it's made into a comedy?
And
ironic.
I just want to say
a lot of people will get entertained by that.
But won the Academy Award in Idiocracy.
Idiocracy,
It totally is.
Ass. Remember ass?
Ass, yes. It's just an ass.
And the movie that won the Academy Award that year was Ass.
Oh, the
This
dude
one will
getting
be
hit in the nuts over and over again.
Oh, my balls.
Oh, my balls. Yes, there you go.
Dude, people used to win hundreds of thousands of dollars on America's Funniest Home Videos for that.
That's true. They did.
getting hit in the nuts.
Definitely. Yep.
Jackass made a fortune off of it.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't know. I think
you guys know what happened to Johnny Knoxville?
No, what happened to him? He disappeared.
Lose an eyeball or something?
He has to use a catheter.
Yeah,
his dick got so fucked up. He was doing a stunt in which there was a dirt bike that came and landed on him, and it
smashed his nards.
Yeah, when a motorcycle lands on you and you require a catheter for the rest of your life, it fucked you up.
Yeah. Definitely.
But
it tore his urethra.
Yeah, it tore it off.
Yeah.
How can you tear it off?
Well, like they tore it like
it ripped his pee hole. Lengthwise.
He got a bifurcated penis out of it.
Let's do a 5-second silence.
Moment of silence for his penis.
Yeah. And we're back.
Oh, fuck. I think Jerry came in the middle of it.
I never changed my Hearthstone in. I just went back like somewhere I didn't want to be. Never mind.
I watched this YouTube video, or not recently, a little while back, about a guy who got back on his, big World of Warcraft or some sort of game like that, where he got his character back, and he ran into some NPCs and had like some really bizarre conversations with the NPCs, and almost seemed like they had a sense that he was gone for a long period of time and that they were living their little lives inside this game in his absence.
Without him, kind of creepy.
They're reciting movie lines. They're incorporating movie dialogue into their dialogue, I freed something from a web today, and it ran away saying, "Why does it want me to put the lotion in the box?"
Wow. Oh, God.
I screen capped it. It's weird. It's weird.
True, he did.
Now, do they have the systems to go out and start developing their own communication, or is this kind of just all?
There's no way
pre-programmed.
It's pre-programmed, and they probably prune this database of potential phrases for potential
that's
situations. That's all there are. It's just a giant matrix of randomness, which is not really random.
So what is it?
Well, there's nothing's random. You can't, there's no random numbers.
You should look up the etymology of the word random.
I don't want to.
It's pretty random.
Designed to keep you entertained.
It's a
hypnotized even. Maybe.
Looking that up is a distraction.
Just look it up, please.
Oh fuck!
You might be.
Look it up.
Not here. I was in the middle of playing World of Warcraft.
Somebody look it up.
It's crazy.
We had to interrupt.
Gullible is not in the dictionary.
Dictionary, yeah, I know. Why?
It is.
Wait, for real?
Totally, man. You should go check it out.
I get it. I got you.
All right. Random adjective having no definite aim or purpose.
Okay.
Hey, Fail, do you know how to keep an idiot in suspense?
At great speed.
How?
I'll tell you tomorrow.
Dun,
We'll be here all night, folks.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for word origin. Like, is it Latin?
The etymology?
Yeah.
It's Old English, 15, 1600 English.
That's it?
What it says.
I thought there'd be more to it.
Right,
who had the first thought of what random is?
Well, let me look it up in a real dictionary, not in a.
Like someone said, this is random.
Or the first guy that figured out what
how would
word.
we ever know?
It's like the word glitch. I had always heard the glitch was an acronym for good little something incident that confounds Houston, the astronauts.
And isn't bug the origins of a bug in your system is actual bugs were in
Yeah, there was a moth that got caught between some contacts. In an old school computer. Yeah, I think it was a Navy computer or something.
Random's British. Chiefly British, it says here.
All right, you lost my interest.
Here's a question for everyone: how many astronauts have died in outer space?
None.
I think the first one did.
Well, wait, no.
Oh, wait, do you have an answer? Or was it kind of like
Is this
just,
no?
Can we add
Everyone
cosmonauts?
answer
And
this.
is this deputized animals? Because there's been some.
oh, I'm sure some monkeys probably.
Some dogs have
Humans
never
died.
came back.
Did they die in
Not
space?
nematodes. They survived a re-entry. The people died.
Nematodes?
Yeah, during the
Dude, Doug
Phoenix,
Funny caught a
crash.
nematode.
He did. Anybody
You
want
guys
to go
ever-
snipe hunting?
Snipe. I'll hunt a snipe.
Lick a nematode.
Astro.
I don't know. I'd say it. There's probably a couple of cosmonauts and
That could
astronauts
be
up there
like
if we go
the
into the
next level
non-humanoid
of
form.
nematode is a nematode.
Shouldn't we know this answer pretty quickly?
No, we don't know about the secret space program.
Well, I mean, besides that,
Millions of us.
besides
Wait,
that,
which one?
shouldn't
As
we
of
know everything
2016,
that has been done?
there have been 18 astronaut and cosmonaut fatalities during spaceflight.
Oh shit,
you
guys!
But no,
Googled that
not
earlier.
during. He said in space. So I would
That's-
assume
okay.
this is like in not lower atmosphere. I would
Yep.
assume that's what I was assuming.
Exactly.
Well, they're probably
I would
putting the
assume like
Challenger in there.
International Space Station or
The Challenger wouldn't count.
No, I don't think any have died.
No, I don't think any have
None
died in
unless we do
space
animals.
from what this is looking
Nobody's
like.
in space.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean,
It's a true statement. Nobody's
Buzz
in
Aldrin's
space.
pretty weird. Maybe he died in space and came back an alien.
We have a
right now, no
parachute
one's in
fa-
space.
well, isn't this an interesting question though?
decompression.
No.
No,
That's my point.
maybe not for you, Jerry.
He
Oh,
drowned.
man.
But
Yeah.
decompression.
disintegration on
Supposedly, there's
re-entry.
3 Russian astronauts that did die.
From decompression.
but-
Yeah, dude, they've all been during parachute failure, decompression from space, or vehicle control failure,
Fires,
fire in
launch pad,
altitude
Fire on
chamber,
the launch pad.
re-entry,
Yep.
re-entry.
drowned during water
Right.
recovery training.
Yep.
Okay.
There's been
Re-
test crashes
Mhm.
of
Rear entry.
vehicles that have happened.
All right, I'm just
And
gonna
there's-
leave that question there.
None of that shit has anything to do with being in space.
No,
Or
none of them in
being
space.
an
If space isn't real, of course
That's
they would
my
die in
point,
space.
dude.
They've never been there.
Yep.
You only
None of
die
it's
on the
in
ground,
space.
place that's real.
You don't have to convince me.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to convince you.
No, I know. I mean, I'm off. I agree. There's shenanigans afoot. I don't know what they are or the nature of them, but
But isn't that an interesting question to ask?
Yeah.
what? No.
We should start
I
calling
think
for
it
more
is.
astronaut
No,
deaths.
I think
Yeah,
it,
it
dude,
is. You're right. It is, but you're
for
going to
you,
get
not for you, Jerry. It's not, but
I know.
for a lot of people.
I'm just saying you're going to get the runaround.
Like the newbies
well,
too,
you're going to
Crew's
get
mistake.
You're going to get excuses. Go ahead, ask it. You'll
Ask
see.
what?
All I'm saying is that when you ask people that question, they will make up reasons why no one has died.
It's the conditioning.
Whatever it is, it's just that's what's going to happen. They'll make up excuses to justify it. Wow,
Dude, well, that movie with Tom Hanks, they almost died.
dude, did that even fucking happen?
Forget that. Even if we follow the official story that it did happen, we went there in the 60s and we haven't gone back with all of the advantageous aspects of having the moon as a base, as an outward looking spot.
Dude, they claim we don't have the technology.
But the point is, like, it doesn't make sense from any. There's fuckery afoot, no matter what.
I will make sense of it because I heard Michael Joseph on THC make sense of it. I talked about this last night. This was really interesting. What he was talking about was that the Masons. I can't even get into the details of all the shit he was talking about. But basically, what happened was a spell was cast using the moon. The moon landing was the spell, which manifested space for them. So space became this open.
No sense to me.
Really?
I don't know what you say.
Was that when he was kind of talking about how sci-fi has portrayed space and it's all this shit's kind of just put or was that a different one?
They were talking all about the moon landings.
So you've heard the idea that if you cut a tree, the inside rings don't exist until you need to look at them. This kind of old like simulation idea theory. So I think it goes into the same thing. So until you really had the ability to go out there and look at it, space didn't really exist. Until you had Hubble, you couldn't see the stuff out there. It's,
right. I don't mean it doesn't exist in that sense. It was more of a, it can't exist in a place you can travel to until everyone believes it.
Exactly.
There. Okay, that's what I mean. I mean, it was not fucking there. You could still look and see shit, right? No one had long distance.
It's Schrodinger's cat. Schrodinger's cat.
It is.
It's exactly what it is, but it's in the real world. I mean, if that is a scalable thing, then that is exactly the truth.
Right. And that's what I think is going on. And I think that's when people say, this is how they're doing magic on the public to make you do shit. Well, that's kind of because the collective kind of drives it. And when they do magic like land shit on the moon.
It sounds crazy. This is why I don't care if the earth is flat or round, because I don't think our understanding of reality to begin with, it makes any sense. So we're wrong no matter what.
What if it's whatever
Amen, Adam.
it is? What if it's
I want to believe.
It's just manifesting the intent.
The other thing that Michael Joseph was talking about is that how these secret societies view spherical objects as deities. Their deities are the spheres, the planets. And maybe by making the earth a sphere, by changing people's view so that it was a globe and everyone believes that, it assumes that shape and then somehow becomes a deity in and of itself. You never know.
I don't know, dude. Perception is reality to me on every single level. So, I mean...
And that's one thing for me, perception is reality. And when you look out into quote unquote space, whatever it is, you get the sense of the unknown. You get the sense of this vast unknown. No matter what you believe.
I get the sense of 4K curved screen.
Yeah, but still, doesn't that also bring into question all of your beliefs? There's something great.
Which beliefs do I have there, Nomad?
I mean, I wouldn't say
4K.
maybe any, but there's some. All I'm saying is that there's something special about looking out into outer space.
I got a book recommendation for you guys.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fucking cool. I don't disagree.
I got a book
and it's something special,
regardless of what it is.
Right? Exactly.
I got a book recommendation for all you guys.
What should we read?
Let's hear it.
It's called Cosmocomics
losers.
By Italo Calvino.
Oh, I know him.
It's a really cool, really poetic narrative about the origins of space, and there's characters that have some of the characters have physics formulas as their names, and it talks about the primordial goo of the universe, and it's real poetic, and there's these disembodied life forms that talk about coming into existence, and it's pretty cool. It's called Cosmo.
That sounds awesome.
You got to read it. It's
what's the title
really
again?
Cool. I bought it from my brother-in-law, and I wish I would have got myself a copy because I just read a library.
What's the title of that?
What is that?
Library.
What'd you say it was? Something.
Comic.
I'll put it in the chat.
I think
Comics by Italo Calvino. I put it in the chat.
Nice.
I'll check that out, dude.
It's
a
fun
very
read.
Interesting.
But yeah, there's a couple of characters with physics formula names, and you have to kind of pretend you can pronounce it. It's the gravity formula is the name. There, all the letters are just crunched together, and you kind of just read it however you think it would sound.
Get her done.
But he wrote If on a Winter's Night Traveler. That's another good one by him, and there's a lot. He's got a lot of good books. It's good style of writing.
Nice.
That's a Cliff Wall certified book recommendation.
James Cruz and Grimsteak. James Cruz and Grimsteak. Hey man, a woo. GRIMETAKN. Gmail, a woo. James Cruz and Grimsteak. Hey man, a woo.
I forgot my catchphrase really quick. Can I say it?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Didn't I just say that?
That was a certified Cliff Wall book recommendation. Again.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
I just put it in my link, dude.
A book called Cosmocomics by Italo Calvino.
So since we're talking about library books, this is a book that I'd like to give a recommendation on too. It's a very interesting read. There's only one chapter that I recommend. And I got this from the library. I should have fucking stolen it and just paid the fine. It would have been a federal book, but I did not make copies because that would be illegal. But it's The Fire Officer's Guide to Disaster Control. This was a federally issued book, and it was written by William W. Kramer, PhD, and Charles W. Biome, BHME, JD. There is a chapter in here, and this was sent out to a large majority of firehouses in the United States. Here's some of the chapters. The UFO threat, a fact. UFO discussion, why now? UFO background information, UFOs, why are they here? Shapes of UFOs, history of UFOs, UFO classification system, why the secrecy, UFO organizations. I'm flipping through pages, missions, adverse potential effects. They talk about how it affects vehicles and shutting off the electrical systems. This was a book that was at firehouses. I heard about it on Coast to Coast and managed to get a copy. And I'll tell you what, that was one of my main reasons for wanting to believe in UFOs as a kid.
Wow.
I want to believe.
Certified Adam Loyal book recommendation.
Certified Adam.
I think that might be one of the new books that might make me believe aliens aren't real.
That's right.
UFO.
Oh man.
Propaganda.
Yes.
Propaganda.
So we got some hate mail. Let's start it off right now. This is just titled Hate Mail. To whomever is running this shitty podcast, I can't even believe you guys think it's acceptable to put out this much content. That's way much. There's way too much to listen to every week, and it's completely unmanageable. The intro segments are all anyone cares about anyway. You should just stop interviewing people. It's an absolute waste of time. And while you're at it, cut the laughter. It's annoying as hell. Go fuck yourselves. Sincerely, Anonymous. P.S. We do not forgive. We do not forget.
The shows are going too long.
This guy Fox.
This is from Kathy. Dear Cruisin' Steak, you guys are my special boys, just so fabulous and amazing. I look forward to hearing your sweet, sultry voices every time a new show pops up into my feed. The last one with the giant round table was so dope, but you guys should have Ren on more. He's got such a dreamy voice and mind-blowing ideas. Keep up the stellar work. With love, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. We got love mail. That wasn't even hate mail.
I second that for having
that
Ren
was
on
Ren love
again.
mail.
That was Kelsey.
I give that a certified Cliff Wall 5-star or 5 heart rating.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, bam! There it is.
Heart.
Okay, this one looks like it's from
Back to death mail.
Amber Steinbecker.
Death mail. Now you want death threats?
It's titled. It's titled.
You're taking it to the
Come on, man.
I don't want death threats.
Where it says, "Where do I send my hatred mail?" That's the subject. Amber Steinbecker. So let's see. You guys are like dry and insufferable boogers. Your voices rot my eardrums, like how teeth are rotted by sugars. I do not trust any of your words. You are like rust, like turds. Women probably wouldn't even touch you with an infinity-foot pole. Especially James Cruz, because he's a troll. He's the personification of warts. And Grimsteak is a pansy of sorts. Why don't you make love to a trash compactor? In the theater of life, you both win the award for worst actor. Grimsteak, your middle name is Smegma. James, your personality is so limp that it needs Viagra. Allow me to make you both disappear by saying abracadabra. Alakazam, your lives are a sham. World peace will probably now occur because your shared existence has always upset the balance. That Cliff Wall guy, on the other hand, is both tubular and cool. He's also really muscular. Worst regards, Amber Steinbecker. P.S. If you're wondering who I am, I ghostwrite jingles for Cliff Wall, who writes all of Felix's jingles. So thank you, Amber. Really appreciate that. That was a great hate mail.
Words of wisdom.
Yes.
Thank you.
So,
worst regards. She finished it out.
Worst regards.
Worst regards.
He's also really muscular.
Well, Cliff does have that highly toned muscular ass.
Dude, he does. He's a ripped guy. That's all we got for hate mail, and we haven't had any donates in a while. But that's all right. It's a passion project.
Yeah, you can donate to the show by going to grimstate.com. And
no, you don't have to do that.
PayPal link.
I wanted to send you some light.
Hey man, we need money to run this show.
I told you to get a Litecoin address.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Litecoin's up to like almost $100.
Wow. That's impressive.
Ethereum, everything's up right now.
Everything's skyrocketing. They want to. Oh yeah, shit. We didn't even. You know what that prompts?
Tech news.
Too late.
I got.
We're all sad from the hate mail.
We don't have to end. We don't have to end on hate mail.
No.
We're not going to. I'm not rebooting.
Technology says.
Teach me on a computer.
Cruising with stay. Technology says.
Maybe you can teach me how to use a computer, Jerry. To know how the buttons work. To know how the buttons work.
Teach me on a computer.
I need to know how to know buttons.
Teach me on a computer.
I need to know how to know buttons.
Computer.
I need to
Computer.
to know how to know buttons work. Jesus.
I know, right? That's an intense one, Felix.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. You're the king of ISOs.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it.
Master.
You have to listen to the show.
Listen to the show.
Man.
Crypto news, Jer? What's Bitcoin up to?
Digital currencies are a distraction.
Okay.
Yes.
The crypto market is crazy. Going crazy. Bitcoin's up to $9,000.
Jesus.
As of this recording, 8937.87. Ethereum is almost at 500 at 458. I think last time we talked, it was under 300.
Yeah.
Bitcoin Cash is kind of meandering about. Ripple's up. Bitcoin Gold. This is the one I'm watching. This is the last fork that happened was Bitcoin Gold, and that's up to 350. Litecoin's up to 87, and OMG coins $8.
OMG coin.
No, everything's up. The crypto markets are good. It looks like gold and silver. People who have gold and silver are liquidating and buying cryptos.
Now, do you think this has to do with the Trump presidency at all?
I don't know.
Jerry, I told you in the chats about how there's a lodge, a historical lodge going up for sale around here by the owner, by my kind of hometown.
For crypto, right? He was going to take Bitcoin.
He only accepts crypto for any offers.
Really? Yeah, well,
it was on the front page of a newspaper.
Because then somebody who only has crypto has an easy avenue for offloading it and getting something for it. That's smart.
Money laundering.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's crypto. That's its main advantage. Well, one of its main advantages is that it makes it, easy and more difficult to do that.
Right now,
biggest advantage.
The market cap of all the cryptos right now is $283 trillion.
Wow.
Is that right? Sorry, billion. 283
It's one of the best ways to move capital across boundaries in governments. And I mean, once you've done it so many times, you're essentially just transferring what you need. It's eventually going to,
They got to make something called like Bigfoot bucks or like.
I heard this the other night, which was real interesting. That Bitcoin is not considered. Bitcoin is not a currency. It is a token of value. It's like that's
exactly what it is.
It's like a distraction.
It's like auction house gold.
It's almost exactly like a dollar, except for the dollar used to be backed by gold, but now it's just a piece of paper. But now you just have a one.
No, it's not backed by anything. It's mined. So it's like gold. It has no intrinsic value, and people assign value to it and use it with those values. But it itself is not a currency. So that's there's I forget what the act. There's an act that has to. The SEC has this rule, and I forget what it's called, but the crypto has to pass that act or fail that act that test to say whether or not it's currency, and then under IRS and SEC regulation. Bitcoin is not.
Whatever's going to happen, they're going to fuck it as hard as they can.
Oh yeah, but
regardless of what it really is.
That guy left, didn't he? These people who are like, oh, it's compromised, or like the CIA made it, or whatever. You know, I mean, I that's possible, but knowing what I know about Bitcoin, it's a distributed network. It's like saying, you know, BitTorrent is insecure. Like it can be BitTorrent's compromised. You can't compromise that. It's because everyone's got a little bit piece of it.
What's up?
Anyway, that's my crypto rant.
I was saying they should make like a Bigfoot book for like millions.
Do you think there's going to be anything after crypto? Is there going to be a next step, or is this kind of like the next big long haul and it's just going to be different algorithms?
It depends if the crypto markets make it.
But I mean, not even that. Is there anything that's like fringe, or other ideas of something that might be more efficient, or is it just more efficient blockchains?
Well, Bitcoin is super slow and super inefficient, and there's a ton of other things like Ethereum or Litecoin that are instantaneous transfer of money, which can be used for transactions. And there's a lot of new coins coming out that are going to have cards associated with them. There's already 3 or 4 cards out now.
Well, actually, you know what I found interesting, and not to sideline, but there are companies out there that are backed by big people where you can store your Bitcoin in physical gold and have it exchanged out and go and pick it up in gold.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and then there's something that's kind of interesting, and this is maybe more gimmicky, but there's companies that deal in different types of cryptocurrencies where you can actually have your cryptocurrency be exchanged for that amount of gold, and then they'll send you out essentially like a credit card, but it has some sort of like numerical, printing on it, and it's a solid piece that you've exchanged for coin. I don't know. I guess what they're trying to say is that because gold, although gold has no quote unquote intrinsic value, it has a physical value for what it can be used for, whether it's in plating, metals, or, electrical and such like that. So you have value outside of just the coin, which I think is fucking cool.
Okay. So Bitcoin in the last 3 months has gone up, $5,000. Has the gold that you got, I guess I don't understand how that appreciates in relation to
no,
Bitcoin.
It's not that it appreciates, but Bitcoin can go flat and be worth nothing tomorrow, conceivably, or it could go tank down. It's an incredibly volatile market. As where gold, I guess the same thing could happen if we could start, say, extracting gold from seawater efficiently, because there's so much of it out there. But until we discover something like that, or a new gigantic vein, or somebody stops hoarding and opens up resources, it still is very valuable in plating and electronics. So it can only go so low. Like you could stick it in your basement and pull it out and use it. I don't know.
No, I know. But there's people who say that the commodity markets are all manipulated.
Well, I'm more of if you really want to be smart, the commodity markets are to pay attention to what's actually going on with different types of foods and real commodities, toilet paper, tissues, things like that. Like you could make a killing if you knew how to play the market on certain goods and buy them and resell them with, I don't know, whatchamacallit, inflation on top of it, or just wait for a fucking civil war. I mean, how much is booze going to be worth when, everybody's rioting?
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, look at Venezuela. They were buying diapers and milk and like the essentials of toilet paper was like inflated to what was it, 100 times?
I've seen it during Hurricane Andrew down here. They were selling, and so that's back in the 90s. They were selling bags of ice for $100 a piece, and people are going out and buying it. I mean, it's beyond fucking highway robbery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's just like a.
But that's illegal. Price cut.
Not only that, but we lived in a time where we had no ice from a store.
Mm-hmm.
You were iceless?
With no money.
You were iceless?
Iceland?
Yeah, until winter came. No ice until winter.
Last thing I wanted to say about cryptos was
paleo diet.
Cliff High was on some show the other day. I heard an interview with him, and he was basically saying either cryptos are the future or it's Mad Max. It's a Mad Max future.
Yeah, dude, he was. That was an awesome show.
He kept referring back to it. It's either this or Mad Max.
Yeah.
Which was kind of funny. I thought that was funny.
What do you guys think?
I like.
I forget. I was just watching a movie the other day with Angie, and I can't remember what it was, but there was a scene that was so fucking absurd, but it was funny because it's something that's happening like right now. I can't remember what movie it is. I wish I could remember. But I've been thinking about this watching Running Man, which is one of my favorite.
Was it the first Harry Potter?
Oh, I just watched that recently.
Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah, dude, wait 10 years. We're gonna be fucking Running Man. Like I
already are.
100. We're going there. There's already like Russian companies that are in development of doing like chase shows, like full on running from the police where they like gun you down if you don't make it.
They were going to do the island Survivor Anything Goes thing. Remember that?
Wow.
Well, we have the UFC.
You could murder people, whatever. They didn't care.
We have
that'll never happen though.
We're one step away from them killing, like literally one man leaves the ring kind of fighting, you know.
Dude, it's all goes down to who's going to pay for the pay-per-view on that. Look how UFC is desensitizing people from beating each other senseless. What's next? Oh, we're gonna have to kill them.
That'll never happen.
I'm with Nomad. Not gonna happen.
What about ancient Rome? They seemed pretty civilized. They were killing each other in coliseums.
What about
in ancient Rome? Yes.
What about like all the pedophiles that they want to put to death, for instance?
Well, it depends.
Why do you want to survive? Why don't we just throw them to the lions?
I'm just saying, if someone got some hideous thing is on death row and he's going to die tomorrow, and he chooses to die this way,
yeah, but if he wins, then, like he gets to go free.
If he wins, and he gets to spend the rest of his life in jail.
No, and it wouldn't happen. At least in America, it wouldn't happen like that.
That's going to happen.
At least we wouldn't know about it.
When you got a reality president, it can happen.
Oh, dude, you know what's going to be crazy though? What if some crazy country like North Korea decided to just start doing that with prisoners and have like
not a real place?
No,
dude, it's
okay, let's say it is
fucking own.
All right,
territory.
Pick some fucking third world country. They decide that they're going to start doing this, and they create the most popular reality TV show ever. It's like the new Netflix. So there's some little country that's running. But anybody, and then everybody's logging in to pay for some snuff film death ray shit. That would be fucking awesome.
Would you pay for that?
It reminds me of Black Mirror.
Not weak anymore. They've got to.
Who wants to see?
I'd watch it. We watch all this shit anyway, dude.
Jerry, what if they actually took children and raised them in a complete Truman environment and then introduced them into the death race environment?
That would be okay. What if they were clones? What would be funny? This would be funny if after they do all this, right, and they've got people and everyone's paying for it and everything, it leaks out that they're not really killing anyone. It's all CGI or something.
Oh, that would be great. The big scandal is nobody died.
Yes, nobody died, and everyone's up in arms over it. What?
Fake news.
It's fake news, exactly. Oh, man, that's hilarious.
It's ketchup.
Damn. If that happened.
What do you guys think about...
Wait a minute. Didn't I just see the moon wave on one of the fighters? Oh, no, it's a fake.
What do you guys think about...
What happened?
What do you guys think about the what do you guys think about the
what?
What do you guys
spit it out?
What do you guys think about the what do you guys think about
China?
What do you guys think about in general?
I was just thinking about
Japan.
How the FCC's stealthy net neutrality vote went down.
Oh, did you hear about that? How there was a thing with the voting comments that were their system was being flooded by fake comments, and they were refusing to look at the evidence of it.
Yeah,
I shared it on Twitter. It
was like 400,000.
Not surprised.
People that are involved with that, and how it's all fake.
It didn't pass. Yeah, is that what you're saying?
Well,
it's gonna eventually.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But there is definitely throwback against it.
Oh yeah.
And that goes to with anything. The majority of people, they don't want to see people killed on television. So therefore that will never happen. Most people are good whether, I mean, sometimes it seems like everyone's shitty, but most people are good.
I'm a piece of shit. I'll probably watch it.
Well, I thought we were talking about something else.
Well,
no, that applies to fucking everything, really, because I think most people are good. And eventually that's going to win out.
Can we run through this net neutrality thing? Because I'm really confused. I hear both sides, and I'm like, so if you have net neutrality, like, correct me, whatever. If you have net neutrality, then Netflix can't take all the broadband or something?
Net neutrality means that everyone has an equal footing on the internet as far as bandwidth. That's one aspect of it. Otherwise, you could get, like, Xfinity would charge you more for Netflix when you use Netflix. It could divide up your bandwidth into multiple billable segments based on speed.
It allows the ISPs to treat information differently how they see it, as opposed to treating all information the same.
It's based on
filter
speed.
for information.
And it's going to be speed. It's basically data plans.
Dude, you're watching too much fucking Netflix. It's taxing our systems, or it's doing too much. We're going to have to throttle you unless you pay.
Unless you pay. It's just like a data plan. It's what's coming is that all the cable companies are all going to go to data plans. And you have to pay bandwidth costs.
Yeah,
I already do that though.
Here's
not
like
all your TV.
Here's like a little 2-paragraph thing. So there's a $3 upcharge to read the Huffington Post. When did they start charging, you might ask? Intentionally soon. Then you will look more carefully and realize that your cable internet provider that is charging for this. Don't worry. Though for $19.99 more a month, you will get unlimited access to all your free content on the web. For $29.99 more, you can watch all your news and TV apps for HBO, Showtime. They're extra on top of their own fees. Yeah, so it's like fee to fee to fee to fee. And then while you were out shopping for Thanksgiving dinner, the turkeys at the federal FCC were quietly creating another pathway to profit for cable TV, satellite internet providers that already make a prime dollar providing you access to the World Wide Web. Yeah, so that's fine.
So this is if we bring in net neutrality, they'll throttle us back.
No, this bill is allowing this to go on.
Yeah,
Net neutrality has existed, right?
Yes, under the laughable Restoring Internet Freedom heading, commissioners voted to strip the Obama administration's federal communications net neutrality rules that prevent these owners on the on-ramps to the web to charge tariffs against specific sites and types of content.
So
it's going to be bad for small businesses on the internet.
It's
like
want to compete.
Go ahead, Phil.
All right. It's like attacking free market then.
Yeah.
Because the free market says everybody loves Netflix. Give them more Netflix.
Well, what's going to happen is Netflix is going to have to pay them to let them not be throttled.
If net neutrality comes in.
Yeah, right. Netflix will pay Xfinity billions of dollars. It's basically it's fucking extortion, if you ask me.
Yep. And let me add on to this. I just shared an article from Medium, which has on here, it's a complaint, and it was written as an open letter to the FCC. I'm just going to read a quick part of this. This is essentially saying, in today's digital age, the rules that govern the operation and delivery of internet service to hundreds of millions of Americans are critical to the economic and social well-being of the nation. Yet the FCC process has employed to consider potential sweeping altercations to the current net neutrality rules has been corrupted by the fraudulent use of American identities, and the U.S. or the FCC has been unwilling to assist my office in our efforts to investigate this unlawful activity. Specifically, for 6 months, my office has been investigating who perpetrated a massive scheme to corrupt the FCC's notice and comment process through the misuse of enormous numbers of real New Yorkers and other Americans' identities. Such conduct likely violates state law, yet the FCC has refused multiple requests for critical evidence that is in sole possession of, that is vital to the to permit the law enforcement investigation to proceed. Anyway, somebody's fucking the system where you write in to tell them what you want, and they're putting in fake comments to make it do exactly what you don't want. They're over flooding the real opinion. And it's right here. And there's these lawyers that are legit, that are trying to do the law, and they have to write news articles to let you and I know about it because they're just, that pisses me off.
Yeah, synchro to the water. Water rights are an easy analogy. If a town on tributaries to like the Mississippi River begin damming up creeks and charging the cities downstream for the water, people living around all the river would be livid. You know, like in Germany, men grew rich by building castles in the Rhine and attacking ships that failed to pay passage through the section of the river. Federal, it's just a squeeze down, man. Yeah,
it reminds me of the.
That just goes to show water is a key resource.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
So it's not internet, apparently. No, this reminds me maybe that Hollywood is sick of Netflix, and this is a play to get rid of them.
Yep. Bingo, bango. That's kind of what Sam Tripoli was saying on that. Tinfoil Hat show.
Yeah, like they're,
but also.
They have these televisions. They have the televisions that have all the apps built right into it now. So you're bypassing like the cable company, basically.
Yeah, you don't even need cable anymore.
Right. So what they're gonna do, say like
I don't have cable.
Exactly.
Yeah, but okay, so now say you want to extend past the television. You want to shop on eBay, Comcast, whatever provider you have, will charge you $1.99 a month just to shop on eBay.
Right, they'll block out the domain.
Right. Well, okay, then
dude, grimsteak.com is going down. It's going to be the first to go.
Just slow you down so much.
It's an attack on small business, and
but
same thing
it goes
via
even worse
the web.
than that, guys, because they're going to also decide what's fake news and what sites are safe.
Well, then we're all
dude, we're going to be unlawful as shit.
Yeah.
Right, well, that's why this is a bad deal.
But it's bad, but it's also not bad because everything's going to like hyper micro communities anyways.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's easier to catch people, but it's a lot harder to control it because it's us and the people we talk to, and then those people talking. As long as we have a direct connection, until they sever the ability for us to direct connect, which they're going to try, but at that point, society fucking falls apart because then everybody's completely disconnected. Just can't fucking work.
What about
but
the deep
see,
web?
that's where it goes back to what I was saying. I think
we're safe until the collapse, which will happen.
Most people are good people. And that's going to end up overriding anything they try to do.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to say about the net neutrality is there's one aspect of it, too, that allows these cable companies to sell your viewing habits and whatnot. Your activities that they...
Well, they already do
That's
that.
right. That's a huge part of it.
They just passed that law.
They used to be able to do it, and then it was taken away.
Right.
And now it's being given back again.
Right.
And it was a big deal when it was taken away because it was like, yeah, you fucks. That's like...
We don't want you doing this.
Well, not even that. It's like, yeah, I should have the choice, but you're making money off of me. It's like the whole fucking Equifax thing. It's like, wait a second, my identity got stolen. I've got all these liable damages. You put me in the situation, you shared all my information, and you made a shit ton of money off of me selling my personal identity to somebody else, and I have no choice in this? Oh, and if I want to get my credit report, I have to pay you? What? All right.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, dude.
A free internet.
More and more people are waking up to that shit.
It's
all bullshit.
Like you were saying, Nomad, how for good people, free internet is good for business. It's good for employment, all that shit, so if the FCC ruling is allowed to stand, like the cable providers will get rich, few of them will get rich, and the new internet ventures will move into other parts of the world. Content will shift to places and languages that leave Americans out, and millions of Americans at that.
Well, here's something to think about. Truly, we're moving to an automated society, and I always think back to the idea that salt and fresh, clean water were two of the most important resources in times past. But yet, you can go down to any fast food restaurant and grab a handful of salt and get a cup of water for free and walk out, and it's no big deal. And I see the same thing. They're 3D printing buildings, and as automation, you go to Walmart and you see the products there. As things get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, if it's just resources, we will be moving and funneling into this time when the commodity, the thing that we're doing, is going to be creation. It's going to be going into the entertainment, the internet, and things like that, going back to the craft goods. So I think that the internet and that connection among us is going to be fucking huge. Like, we're going to have
absolutely.
And then the EMP blast goes off, and you're done.
Mexico. No, man, that's when the fun starts.
Then you're back to You almost need that. I
if
would
you
almost
have the community already built, that's when
okay.
The fun starts totally.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's not fine. It's going to be fucked up for a while, but like, I mean, as long as you can survive it for one, like, I mean, there's going to be fucking chaos. See, these future predictions, you can't fucking predict it, dude. Like, what if they fucking shoot an EMP off? All this future tech, we're gonna live in a VR world and shit. Boom, it's fucking done, dude. You know, like
honestly, even if there is an EMP,
come on.
Well, the Carrington event.
Not only that, but
let's not be so negative. That's not the cruising with steak way.
I'm gonna
love that EMP away.
I'm not predicting fucking automation. I'm not predicting any of it because an easy little thing like that can happen, or a hateful thing like that can happen.
No, Grim, we need to do a protocol. This is serious. You need to get the disaster prevention app that notifies you when there's coronal holes and increased earthquake. It will also tell you if there is such a thing as an EMP that is coming towards Earth that has been detected. You will be the first notified. So if you catch it in that 8 minutes or so on your phone,
meditate it away.
Yes, we could all have our own prayer, love meditation.
Only if you couple it with the
fake prayer, and we all do it at the same time as soon as the app goes off, and we'll save the fucking planet, man. We'll encapsulate it in fake space.
Hey,
is that Ben Davidson's app?
Bingo.
I don't know. It's really good. It's accurate. It's fucking. He's right, like 30%.
Is that the Adam Curry tweeted out an earthquake warning in the San Diego Bay Area or San Francisco Bay Area around there?
Yeah.
It's so interesting because he'll give health warnings on the different meters that have been associated with people having increases in heart arrhythmia or migraines and different types of neurologic disorders. So, and you can even set it up where it'll say that there's an increase in your area. You can only get a warning when it's in your zone where the coronal holes would be affecting you.
Right.
And it makes me wonder too, are we ever going to be really off grid with the amount of knowledge that at least, a lot of people have?
If you live in Florida, it's illegal. You can't be off grid. You can't collect rainwater. Right. You have to be connected to the electrical grid.
And it makes me wonder if that's for a reason.
Well,
yes,
it's slavery, man.
Profit.
Slavery never disappeared.
It's profit for one.
Profit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
First phase of collecting underpants. Yeah, we're
funneling energy
collect underpants. Second phase,
money.
Profit.
It's the weirdest type of magic. We're converting all the slave things that we do into these shiny things that produce these miraculous goods created from the mind at our detriment.
Mm-hmm.
So with the EMP attacks, if you think about it, one EMP won't knock out anything.
What if it's
human made?
Yeah,
won't knock out anything. Like, let's say you knock out the East Coast. Well, the West Coast will compensate and start powering everything back up. Eventually, you'll get your power back. How many human-made EMPs would it take to knock out a substantial amount of the infrastructure that it?
What I've heard is if you look at a Carrington event, which would be enough to affect one part of the planet at a time, like one hemisphere. So you'd be looking at essentially being able to take out all of the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about an EMP event, you're not talking about a complete destruction. You're probably looking at like 60 to 90% destruction of electronics. There's going to be some things that will survive that aren't necessarily hardened. But even in all that, here's the problem. It's
hard.
I know this from FPL. When the hurricanes come, they don't keep a shit ton of transformers. They can't replace them all. They replace a lot and they have enough. But as soon as the season's over, they got to fucking go and get more. If you have 60% of all your power transformers, every single electrical component, every single circuit, how do you replace those? And by the way, that also includes the machines that make the machines. So you just get down to the point that to rebuild your infrastructure, we don't even have the infrastructure. It's the same thing with supermarkets. It's not like a supermarket used to be where it had enough food that was stocked up for 2 months and they got their, supply. It's now you get a truck every other day because you have the exact supply that you need. So we have the exact supply we need. You would have to build the factories that you don't have the shit to build the factories to. So they're talking about an EMP strike on the U.S. like a Carrington could knock us to take like 50 years to recoup from if we didn't have help from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why they built all those plants in China.
Well, dude, think about this. What if somebody, instead of deciding to do weather modification on Earth, tried to modify space weather to get there to be a coronal mass ejection that did exactly that, hit a Carrington event on a country that they wanted to take over?
Well,
wouldn't be hard after that, I guess, eh? Jeez.
What do you think? Like, so if they
what do you think a directed energy weapon is?
Well, I was gonna read a little story on that for tech news.
Read it.
All right, man. I'll finish the tech news segment, I guess, with this. I mean, I've always been into just the aspect of the growing up being in like I don't know, military and jets and shit like that. But
the Jetsons,
jets, you know, yeah, whatever, just aircraft tech. Like, oh man, my thing closed.
I like the Jetsons.
Fuck! What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Oh shit!
When my thing closes.
Yeah, man, I have it here in just a second. What the hell is up with that?
What the hell?
Well, I was
barking. Do he bite?
Do he bite?
I like the Fight Club's way of making us all go back to zero.
Just
yeah.
I was a huge fan of that one.
I love that
everybody's bet.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
that was a great movie. Here.
Same here, dude.
There's a synchro there because
Fight Club.
The song that ends that movie, the outro.
That's right.
Pixies.
Is Pixies, which I played last night.
And how's this?
Yes, that was awesome.
Failed is getting a dick pic drawn by Justin, which I've seen the preliminary, which is on Fight Club. So it's Dick's cartoon drawn into a Fight Club scene. It's beautiful.
Oh, I'll tell you something.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm trying to find this.
I'm so excited, man. He's sending me the original copy of it too in the mail.
You guys know David Plate, right? David Charles Plate. He's been on Grimerica a couple times.
Yeah.
He's the synchronizing,
going deep.
Yeah, the synchromistic dude. Yeah. He's got a video called Jack of Hearts that he made. I have it on my channel. Somewhere in that movie, he cut in a picture of a dick.
Oh yeah, it's at the very end of the movie where he does it, and it's supposed to be the director's.
Correct.
That, according is, if you look at the commentary on the DVD, that is mentioned by Edward Norton. He says that it was the director's dick.
No, I'm not talking about Fight Club.
Oh.
I'm talking about this movie that David Plate made called Jack of Hearts.
Oh.
That David Plate cut a picture of a dick in, like Tyler Durden.
Oh.
But it was more of a nod to Morrison's exposing himself in Miami. Remember they got arrested for
got arrested. Well, I don't remember it, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know about it. So anyway, it was kind of that, plus he had some kind of synchro thing going on with Jim Morrison.
And that goes back to Laurel Canyon.
No. Between David Plate and Jim Morrison's life, there were synchronicities. Like they were somehow tied together.
Could that go back to Laurel Canyon, though?
I'm going to get you,
He's
Darren.
not that old.
I will take your power.
Okay.
Dude, that was me.
All right, I found this.
It was more of a, like, well, in my mind, I looked at it like, oh, maybe he's like the reincarnation of Jim Morrison. Or that energy, whatever. The muse.
Jim Morrison.
Yeah, he's picking up on the same muses.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. He's tuned in to Jim Morrison's frequency. Put it that way. And I thought it was interesting. And I don't think anyone knows that.
No, that is interesting. I mean, that interview with Grimerica he gave was extremely interesting.
Oh, you should hear the one he does on the Zohar with, I forget whose show it was on. It was on Freeman, but not Freeman. It was one of his shows.
Oh, okay.
On his network. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah,
I can look it up.
He's looking into something deep, and he knows. I mean, he was brought up with that tradition where he was able to look deeply into some of the more ancient texts. Supposedly, I mean,
he's translated the Zohar, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
I've seen it. I think I have a copy of it. Like he's got it all. It's all scanned, handwritten pages, like longhand, big legal pages, like a big yellow pad. He hand wrote it out,
and that's something we can't even read.
No, we can. Well, I can.
Dude, right. you should check it.
You can't read longhand?
No, the Zohar, though?
No, he translated it to English.
I could read the translation.
In the longhand?
I know. Well, this is what I'm telling you.
The longhand.
If you want to help him out, you could like type it in for him.
There's only 7 words. I can't
I did find the article.
All right, go ahead.
No, just in general, just because my parents were over today, we were talking about this. Almost kind of relates to the Cliff Wall going to museum type thing for the art segment. But Wright-Patterson has a museum. That's where they supposedly took the Roswell wreckage. And there's a lot of nefarious things that have gone down there. And my mom, we were talking about it, and she's like, "Did you know that they are like the leader in drone training there, like training people with drones and shit?" And I'm like, "No, not at all."
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with Nick Redfern's? I always mention it, but his last book on Roswell.
Yes.
I say he's probably figured it out, but there was a covert program where on several occasions we found crashed Japanese pilots. One of the things that people really don't know is that using the jet stream, the Japanese during the war were sending balloons that were through altitude monitors and timers dropping bombs onto the U.S. There was even a person who was killed because one of them went off. The kids went near it and it ended up exploding. And so there were several of these that were found, but there was also reports that there was crashes involving pilots that were flying over, Japanese pilots that were found, and they really didn't want anybody to know that this was going on. But at the same time, since they were doing it, we started developing our own program using blimps and balloons. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we started doing is we started testing. But because it was so dangerous and we were very worried about getting caught, this is what is said that they were doing is they were taking people that were from like mental hospitals that were
handicapped people.
Oh man,
handicapped people that were severely disfigured and deformed, and then putting them in outfits so that if they were discovered,
people that got boinked up in Nagasaki and shit.
Yeah. And he was essentially saying it was such a big deal that that's what they were using. They were using human crash test dummies.
Makes sense.
And that's what happened. One of those crashed. That's what was coming across. And it was too embarrassing for anybody to let know. And the UFO, because there is a real phenomena there, is the perfect cover to go along. I don't know. The evidence that he laid out.
That was Roswell.
About it,
yeah.
I go, you know what? This is the story that makes sense at all levels.
It does. It really does make sense.
Yeah. So, and then linking that to this article, like this is all tech driven shit I'm about to read. Basically, this Air Force Research Labs, which it works out of Wright-Patterson, and in relation to testing and like what. So these F-16s now that have been decommissioned, they turn them into drones. And then by turning them into drones, they're able to practice on them, shoot them down and shit, like with future
towers.
Then goes back to I think Nomad might have talked about it before, but like what's the word I'm looking for? Just or even Jerry, all of us are just recycling and the flow of money to provide for war. It's like got to use up them bombs, type shit. So they're using up all these wasted jets now. So, but with this article, it's pretty interesting.
That actually gets really interesting because when you start looking at least the available military tech that they have in mass that's out there, I mean, we've developed the F-22, a plastic composite plane that's had lots of structural problems, been way over budget, cost all this money. Meanwhile, they've been able to take the F-14, 16s, and 18s and outfit them. They do these different versions. They put in more advanced radar systems, and they're fucking old-ass machines. I mean, they're starting bringing back A-10 Warthogs because you can shoot that fucking thing
and it won't crash.
Dude, there was a story. My friend's brother was on
the thing is, that's what we know about.
They had an airplane get hit with 2 SAM missiles, blew one wing completely halfway off, blew half the tail off, blew the other half of the other wing off, flew it back to base. I've seen I've seen an F-16 get hit with a SAM missile and have the entire right wing get blown off of it and have the pilot still nurse it back home.
Crazy.
F-22s that are getting cracks.
Now that's mad skill right there to fly a plane
bombers
like
that they don't put the right bolt in and they fall apart at the air show.
It's
the most fucking ridiculous thing ever. And the old shit works, man. I don't know what we were doing back then.
It definitely does.
All that good like triangle shit probably works even better.
Right. So listen to this. So this Air Force Research Labs works on key technologies and hypersonic air vehicles, directed energy weapons, and autonomy, or human machine teaming, will be game changers and renewed Pentagon. Obviously they're trying to get money to create this stuff, but the scientists and engineers at Wright-Patterson have developed an unarmed cruise missile-like vehicle that reaches 5 times the speed of sound in these tests or whatever, and explored pairing drones with combat fighters and latest realm of technology advances, according to the AFRL. Major General Thomas Masilio, who will retire, blah, blah, blah. So going down to the future technology of the battlefields, Pentagon Futures envision a third offset strategy to leapfrog the U.S. technology capabilities against potential adversaries, some who may possess more troops and weapons in combat. Military planners have honed an artificial intelligence and robotics and arsenal plane filled with airborne weapons, undersea sub-hunting drones, swarm autonomous vehicles, which I've seen. Have you seen those things? Yes. Yeah, they're like tanks and they fucking drop out like a zillion drones. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. And then electromagnetic railguns and directed energy weapons like lasers and microwave energy. Imagine that, right? Among other breakthroughs. So this is all happening out of Wright-Patterson, dude.
Here's what's scary. Yeah. Look at all the military tech that gets sold back into the police, and then go back to Dallas, Texas, in which there was a shooter where they attached a bomb to a fucking robot, drove it in there, and blew the fuck out of the guy up. And that's just with the military equipment they were giving, which were just essentially just
and that shit's old, dude.
Remote control cars. Now you're talking about hypersonic, unmanned missiles, railguns, lasers.
Yeah. In the years ahead, the AFLR and the Defense Research Labs Project Agency will push. Yeah, they will push the frontier of hypersonic in 2 areas: a scramjet powered vehicle called the Hypersonic Air Breathing Weapon Concept, and a dubbed Tactical Boost Glide, a 2-stage rocket that will glide a weapon to its target. There's some space shit right there. Yeah.
How do you sleep designing something like that?
That's fucking crazy. Yeah. And you got kids training on this shit. The first stage will bring hypersonics to the battlefield. Will be in a cruise missile like weapon, which I just talked about. That gets scaled up. A reusable system that could be used for reconnaissance. A full-scale hypersonic manned vehicle could join the fleet. I mean, this is in the 2040s. So. And the AFLR project explored a frontier of hypersonic flight in recent years. The scramjet-powered X-51 Wave Rider, an unarmed cruise missile-like vehicle launched off a B-52 bomber, reached a 5 times speed of sound, Mach 5, over the Pacific Ocean in a test range. That was March 5th of 2016. So, in autonomy, AFLR explored pairing drones with manned fighters in a program dubbed Loyal Wingman. F-16 drones is a candidate. So, but it would be way too early to say that the Air Force plans to take its F-35 and pair them with F-16 drones. He said, we're just not there yet. The F-16 drones pulled out of manned squadrons are sometimes used to drones, converted to drones, and then researched to act as targeted and missile tests. Former pilots said aviators will stay in the cockpit for years despite the rise of drones in warfare. For sure, I see a day where we are going to pair manned and unmanned aircraft, but that's way off. He says there's going to be manned or humans in aircraft. We are going to see, they're going to be manned or humans in aircraft continually for decades. Yeah. And another game changer, solid state and electric lasers could replace bulkier chemical lasers, such as once tested on. Remember those? It was on a 747 where they had that little laser in the front, and they were able to shoot down missiles and shit with it. So basically, that's what that was. The test was successful, but it generated a lot of power, and it actually knocked out missile systems. And are you laughing at me? I'm not even looking at the screen. Sorry, I don't even know what's going on. And then let's see. Now I'm all fucked up here. I don't know. Whatever. Watch out for your drones. Fuck it. I don't know.
Well, that's so stupid anyways. I remember when there was a story that might have been done by The Intercept that they were using off-the-shelf software that was non-encrypted, that if you just bought the software, you could hack into U.S. military drones. And that was... So we're not even protecting our systems, but if you have people hacking in, like, you can't fucking do that with a pilot. If a pilot's in control and he's, not doing fly-by-wire, he's got hydraulics and linkages, you got to get into his brain. But, man, if I just hack the signal... the signal. Iran, where they just took one of our drones and landed it.
Oh, dude, they had a Russian airliner drone fly above Wright-Patterson. There's like crazy shit going on, no doubt about it. And if they're talking about in this article from last year, which is we're pretty telling, dude.
Like to the castle, they're just gonna turn things on,
or off.
No, they're just gonna turn all the guns on us one day. They're just gonna, we'll be like, fuck. Oh, you're there. Hey, AI is real.
So all these cool jets and shit that I was drawing when I was a teenager and 12 years old and shit, man, just
they've been
turn out to kill us
for a while. It's all coming out of Raytheon. Jade Helm software.
Jade Helm, right? Yeah.
So this whole time I wasn't even on my Yeti mic and I didn't realize it.
You're just talking?
I was laughing and I tried to mute it.
Oh,
it didn't
what
work.
were you watching?
Sorry.
Either way, all of that
James
goes
thought
to
you were
show.
laughing at what he was saying.
No, it was grim.
I just keep I'm like, there's got to be something going on, dude.
No, I was muted when I tried to explain it.
Dude, James, that was awesome.
Hey, man.
Beta male,
and all of that shit goes to show that what we're told is like 50 years in the past of what is actually happening.
Dude, exactly. We just talked about it in the beginning of it with the fucking Roswell. I mean, times that by 100 now,
exactly.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if these videos are flying around on YouTube, you could see these drones. You could see, me and Suzanne watched one night with the F-16s dropping these they look like fuel pods, and then all of a sudden you see real close, you see like they drop like 100 of these things, dude, and they swarm. No, they're not even bombs, dude. They're fucking drones, and they swarm a whole thing, and they can take out fucking planes themselves. Yeah,
right. And it looks alien. It looks like a UFO.
Sure, you're seeing. That's what is, dude. Yeah, 99%.
I remember in the 90s. I went out with when I was in ROTC. We went out to Homestead Air Force Base and got to see
Homestead. Yeah, okay.
I got to sit up and it's so fucking stupid. They let us go up to fully armed F-16 cockpits and just look inside of them. And I'm like, dude, if I knew how to push the buttons, you got sidewinders armed on this thing.
They don't let you do that anymore. When I was a kid, same thing. You could sit in all that. You could climb through all of it. I sat in Apache helicopters, all that stuff. I love that shit, man.
I went there and they had a cluster bomb exactly like you were talking to on the ground. These things, they would have two different versions. They would have ones that had a camera on the front of them, and so you could glide to a target, and those are actually were cluster bombs. Yeah. Then they would have other ones that would go by, you drop them out, and they would either go by GPS signal, and so they would drop off, and then they would have some sort of detector, and they would fall down. I don't know if you've done like model rockets where they kind of flutter down, and they would guide themselves toward magnetics or things. So you'd have bombs and drop them in the area, and then they would boom, and then they wouldn't even land on contact. They would detonate, such and such above you.
That makes sense if there's a convoy and you got a fucking warthog blasting through, dude, and you're
not even that. Boom. You have, let's say you have explosive reactive armor, which is one of the best way to stop armor piercing rounds. You effectively take all of that out for a secondary round. If your explosives, which most of those are, the point being, cluster bombs are so incredibly effective like that. And man.
Yeah, that's some crazy drones, shit, dude. Yeah, but drone, dude. Yeah, and then they're in all their drone training program. It's all over there,
that's fucking scary. I remember back in the Vietnam era, there was a program in which one of the Navy, or I forget, one of the military services strapped bombs to bats and was going to do a deployment. Yeah, they were trying to. It was so stupid. They were trying to do a deployment. They had ones that were armed and ones that weren't supposed to be armed, and they ended up doing a release of the armed ones by accident when they weren't supposed to. So they had a bunch of fires on the bases. But the idea was you would release bats with these bombs. They would go and hide in dark places in your enemies, places, and then they would just start igniting fires everywhere.
Yeah, they're trying to do that to the Japanese.
But napalm bats?
Go down to any Kmart, any little local store, and you can buy little drones. Dude, Darren buys drones off of eBay for like 99 cents or $4 that like fly in your hand.
Wow.
Of course, somebody's going to strap an M80 or some sort of nitrate
for fun.
Or,
blow a frog up. Fuck it. Blow a drone up while it's 100 feet in the air.
No, did you guys hear
thermonuclear device? Or we even know in Desert Storm, they were deploying EMPs. Imagine small little EMP drones that could just... Anyways, I'm rambling. Sorry.
Blasting Metallica and Pantera.
Guys that attached a gun to a drone that you could buy in the store. Oof. And then they also attached a mechanism that would drop a grenade from the drone. And then they got in shit from the FBI because they had their videos up on YouTube showing a drone shooting a gun.
Not good, dude.
Yeah.
That 3D printed.
Is that the Mexican cartel?
No, it was back with
Rambo?
It was Garrett's friend.
Oh yeah.
They make great shit.
They do. So,
man,
China.
You guys want to wrap this up and play some D&D?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
You're fired.
Jerry, where's your channel at?
Which channel?
All of them.
My channel, my personal channel, where the Hive's at, and my moon videos and all the other cool shit I do, is at youtube.com/Jerry Cthulhu. And the other one has some
content.
Unintelligible string of numbers. Just search for Vocesnocte, VOCESNOCTES, or search for Nox Mente. That's the show.
There you go. That's a great show.
Yeah.
Are you going to podcast that soon?
I am.
Nice.
Yay.
Can't wait for that. And then back catalog it too, because I'm going to
definitely.
I'm going to. I've got them all stripped down.
You just had Soraya on this week, and Red Pill Junkie coming up.
Down?
Yeah. Red Pill's next week.
And we got our good friend Adam here. Adam here's got his own show.
When am I going on your show? It's the 26th or something?
Adam's on. I don't know.
I'm on sometime.
I'll tell you right now. I get everyone.
24th, 26th.
Excuse me.
Adam has his own kick-ass podcast called Friends to Know.
Okay, here we go. So next week is Red Pill Junkie. Then we have Robert Stanley on December 13th. We have Jeremy Crow on January 3rd. Emily Moyer from Off Planet's going to be on January 10th. Adam Loyal is on January 24th. Followed by Walter Bosley.
Man.
Who do you bribe to get these guests?
And then
follow Walter.
Wait. Following Walter is Graham Dunlop.
Ding.
Oh man.
Walter.
That's gonna be good.
So yeah, we've
Graham
got
Dunlop has a podcast. What's it called?
Grimerica. Sorry, Graham Dunlop. Graham, who is all in
ConspiracyGnome.com.
Yes. ConspiracyGnome.com.
There he is. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Thank you, Nomad. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Phil. Adam.
You can find me, and thanks for the shout out there, Failed, at friendstoknow.space.
Woo.
Great show. Do it. Get it in your podcast.
That's right. I forgot. I bought noxmente.com. You can just go there.
Shit.
Go to
Sweet. There it is.
Excellent.
Gonna have to edit my show notes.
Yeah. Check out grimsteak.com. We got things there.
There's some stuff there.
We got Fails paintings. We got paintings for sale. We got donation. We got show links. We got all that jazz, man. And some funny pictures.
Send us some hate mail. Grimsteak@gmail.com.
Hey, that's most important.
And some love mail.
And love mail's great. It's a great
Especially if
balance.
it's extra sticky.
Yeah, real sticky.
I like the comment earlier from
Amanda.
No, yeah,
Kathy?
Kiss, yeah, no. In the Grimerica chats,
Kelsey.
It was fuck. I'm drawing a blank. Why am I
Male or
drawing a blank?
female?
Kelsey.
Male. He said, "Do I randomly go around and hugging people?" And that's what I should start doing. Fuck, who was that? Was
that guy?
No, man.
You might want to warn people.
Was that Garrett?
Garrett.
Oh, I already
nailed it.
Props to Garrett. Yeah,
This is going to be
he's
some
gonna have a show
serial
coming out
that's
too.
just really terrible at his job. Some serial pickpocket. Like, he keeps trying to reach in my pockets or grab
Yeah,
me.
I'm just trying to reach around and get him. Yeah,
It doesn't exist, folks.
All right.
My balls.
he must work out.
And
Catch y'all later.
yeah, catch y'all later. Good night.
Yeah, we're going to go play D&D.
Yes.
Peace, love.
Fuck you.
Peace, love, and light.
Five pink flamingos and a few flamenco dancers. They're in the kitchen and they're baking Day of the Dead cookies. And I step into the kitchen and I'm like, let me have a lookie, see what kind of cookie you're cooking up. And they're looking up at me skeptical, and I Poindexter to my spectacles. And I'm wearing a maroon Harvard t-shirt. Yeah, I know I'm a smart cookie, but I'm no psychic. You can come and ring my bell, but where we're gonna end up in the future, I can never tell. I can never tell. Me and five of my best friends and a few of my enemies, we're at the coffee shop and we're settling our differences. Benjamin Otto pulls out a game of Chinese checkers and he orders a cappuccino. And I pick blue and he picks red and you pick yellow. And I'm wearing a tie-dye peace sign t-shirt. Yeah, I know I'm a peacenik, but I ain't no hypocrite. You can come and ring my bell, but where we're gonna end up in the future, I can never tell. I can never tell. One bell, one man, and with my sense of smell, I can smell the salt in your tears. And I can sense your fears. You're hoping for a bit of divinity in this worldly vicinity. And you understand the fragility of the human vessel. And you sit Indian style like a pretzel. And you levitate to a transcendental state when you meditate. And you levitate to a transcendental state when you meditate. And you levitate to a transcendental state when you meditate.